also known
All
as
right.
Bokura no WarGame, also known as Children's WarGame.
Children's WarGame.
Also known
Angel, you're in your fucking
Angel.
mic again.
What's up?
Your
Oh,
mic.
okay.
Your mic's doing the thing again.
Oh, it never ends.
Also
Now you-
known as
oh my
Children's
God.
WarGame.
Now
Also
you
known
all get to
as
see the.
Redacted.
Now you all get to see the shit I deal with every single session. Yay!
Is it fixed again?
No, yeah, you're good.
Cool.
You're good.
I don't know why it does this, by the way.
It's well, it's an issue we will eventually solve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next paycheck for sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, we decided to watch Bokura no WarGame, our WarGame, children's WarGame, according to the title card that's in English for some reason at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Summer Wars 0.5.
Shut up. we don't talk about some words yet. That's you'll see. So I guess we can probably just get straight into it. So the movie opens up with the song Bolero by Maurice Ravel, because 3 of us individually finally looked up what the fucking song was called.
So I did today, because I had some extra time. I was like, I hadn't actually like watched the 1999 film in a while, so I was like, let's do that, and let's like throw in Hosoda's episode of the show in as well. Hosoda loves throwing Bolero into the Digimon shit specifically. Like, it is all over those 2 things.
Oh, yeah.
So when the thing opens up on it, and it opens up on, the way the sky looks at the end of the 1999 film, and then it just hard cuts to, modern day with, the, the regular summer sky. It's a little disarming. I'm like, oh, shit. And then it doesn't, am I misremembering? It doesn't play throughout the movie again, right?
No, I do not believe
No.
it plays at all throughout the movie. They use the normal
Yeah.
Digimon soundtrack. Yeah, it was just that hard cut. He had restraint for once.
It's like you all hear about Parrotmon. Okay, moving on.
That was fucked up, wasn't it? Anyway. So yeah, Taichi's sitting in his room. He's attempting to send an apology email, and while he's doing this, does Hikari be a little shit before Butterfly kicks in and the actual credits start, or is that after?
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, I have the note written down, and I somehow already forgot. So yeah, he's trying to send an apology note to Sora for reasons unknown at this point, and Hikari walks in and is just like, "I know how to send email. You hit this button."
You idiot! You hit the little send button.
Taiji gets really angry. She's just like, "What?" She's just like, "What the hell? I was just telling you how to send an email. It's not my fault you don't know how to do it."
This is like there's so much of this, especially in the movie, because it's like early just wide use of internet, so everyone's just like, so many characters, even kids barely understand how to use the internet.
There was so much terminology and stuff in this movie where I was like, "Oh my god, I am crumbling into dust listening to these
obviously,
terms."
Even though Kosher's constantly got a fucking laptop on him in the show, he doesn't really go into bring up much terminology, and he doesn't really talk about the internet all that much.
Mm-hmm. It's very specifically later when he's talking about the NTT switchboard and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall,
Satellite phone.
the satellite phone, the fucking satellite phone. It's fine. So once the email gets sent, the actual opening sequence plays with Butterfly, and
Oh wait, real quick, right before that, because at the end there's something I forgot. Did emails fucking work like this? It's like, I've sent you the email, and it's like email failed to send, and Taichi's like, did she reject my email? How dare she? It's like, I don't think emails ever work like that, Taichi.
I think the implication was that was one of the first signs of
Yes,
Apocalypse fucking with the thing.
Yeah, it's obviously the first sign of Diablomon, but I'm like, Taichi, emails don't
I said
work that way.
Apocalypse, fuck me. God.
Yes.
that motherfucker's gone.
He's it's fine, Bridget. He's gone. You don't have to worry about him anymore.
It's just maybe it's obviously I did not send emails back then. So I'm like, did they work like that? I
They
don't think
never
did.
worked like this. No, Taichi just doesn't understand how emails work.
Yeah, I thought it was just like the email failing to go through, because then she gets it at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. He's 10. He don't got internet.
You don't got
He
internet.
does though, and he
He
doesn't
explicitly
understand.
has internet in this movie.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, my favorite thing is during the opening sequence, whenever the credits are going by, all the I's in everyone's name are replaced by missiles.
Fucking are like swipe transitions with nukes.
It's fucking really jovial for like what kind of
this
imagery
entire,
they're
like,
using.
This entire opening sequence with Butterfly is fucking fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Super vibed out.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
Amazing. I also
Shows
like
you real quick what everyone else is up to.
yeah, everyone's hanging out. Because Joe is in the middle of trying to get to his middle school exams, and the
train door just doesn't open.
That dude
So he
on the
has to
other
start
side,
running.
the other dude on like the other side of the door is like, "Sorry, kid," like.
Asshole.
Ripped to this fucking 10-year-old, I guess. Fuck him.
Yeah, Sora's just wandering around. Yamato and Takaru are at their grandmother's house.
Grandma's. Yeah.
Mimi's door is like
Stuffed with letters.
Yeah, 'cause she's not home.
They fucked off.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they don't actually show where they fucked off to, but they fucked off somewhere.
And yeah, Koshiro is just hanging out doing his nerd shit. Because he's the computer guy, so he gets to be an important character in the franchise moving forward, unlike the rest of the gang.
It's honestly really funny to me, because it's like an established part that it's like, yeah, we just picked some like random 8 kids who happened to be there during the Odaiba incident for it to be the chosen children. You just kind of happened to choose if you didn't choose Koshiro, everything would have been so fucked up a paddle. Like, holy shit.
Koshiro has been was the MVP throughout the entire fucking show.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he continues to be throughout the movies.
Learn how to use Taichi has to learn how to use a computer.
One of my favorite parts of the opening sequence is when the egg hatches, and it's the what the fuck is the in training 1 form called?
I've got
Kuramon.
no clue.
What was that? Pura?
Kuramon.
Kuramon. Yeah.
Kuramon.
It just has the
because someone says, "Oh, like jellyfish kurage." It's like,
gotcha. Yeah, it has the little text box that shows up that just says hello.
Hi.
Hello. Very cute.
He's
The
your
government
friend,
wants
except
to-
he's not.
The
government wants to kill
him
him.
on sight.
Killed him on sight. Oh god. So yeah, at this point, when Koshiro sees that the egg has hatched during the opening sequence, he like takes his laptop and starts fucking rushing to Taichi's house. Like we see him like running past all the apartment buildings and everything. And Taichi.
There's actually there's a really cool thing they do at the intro here, because like you see like Sora wandering around, and then she like looks up at an apartment and then storms off, and it's then you get the bit with Koshiro where he's running around, and it's like, oh, she was looking at Taichi's apartment.
They do a lot of that where she's like constantly just
hovering around Taichi's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so she's so like this.
She's so like this, yeah.
So Taichi's mom is making, I think she's making breakfast, or I think she's making a cake because Hikari's going to.
I think she's just sorting through shopping.
And
then,
yeah, and Taichi complains that Hikari gets to eat cake because she's going to a birthday party,
So
and then she's like,
she's like, oh fine, I'll make you a cake.
I'll make you a cake. Fucking
grab
grow
some
up.
eggs. And so he gets an egg from the fridge, and that's when Koshiro knocks on the door. So he answers it holding the egg, and Koshiro is just like, the egg!
The egg hatched.
It hatched!
And
Taichi
just looks
just
at it and is like, what the
slowly
fuck?
starts looking at the fucking egg he's holding.
Super fucking funny.
One of, if not the funniest fucking like visual gag in the entire movie. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, because I'll save that for later.
I also like the context on Taichi's side where it's like he opens the door, he thinks he's holding just a normal egg that's been in the refrigerator for a couple days, and then his best friend goes, "The egg you're holding, it hatched," and he's like, "What?"
What are you fucking talking about?
So, and then Coach was like, "No, it was a digi egg. Get your fucking room." So yeah, they go into their the good old fashioned PC room where Taichi was trying to send.
That's a thing they had back then.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
the computer
Oh
room.
god.
Yeah.
Ours was in the attic.
That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
I used to play fucking what the fuck was it, Jazz Jackrabbit 2 on that fucking old 98 computer.
all the old tech in this movie was fucking killing me, especially when they get to the point where like, we're going to your dad's office, he has a better computer than you do, right? And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, it's so good.
It's connected to the internet, right? I think so.
I was sending an email on it earlier.
What was it? What was he said? It's got INDS.
Yeah, the INDS, like something or other. God, I was like, I didn't even recognize that term. I was like, Jesus. So they see, and Kuramon has already evolved into Sumemon.
Sumemon.
So he's the
The hand.
as Leon and Lita described him, Gripper.
Grippermon.
Yeah.
Hate that fucking term so much. And then while they're talking, it evolves into Caramon. Yay! He's got a big old
real quick.
smile.
No, before that happens, they're like, "Oh, what's he doing?" No, because he sends another message like, "I'm hungry," and they're like, "Well, what's he eating?" Data. He's just eating everything, and then they show like a pack, just Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
Like
Pac-Man
ladders.
thing.
Really, really good. I think the visual representation of the internet probably peaked with this movie, and nothing has even gotten close. Nothing has gotten close to the way this movie portrays, like, the internet.
If you've seen Cyber Sleuth, it just goes, yeah.
Yeah.
We want that. We want
Yeah.
the internet to look like that.
The opening of Digimon World 3, when you're, like, entering the digital world, is just the tubes from this game, this movie, like...
Mm-hmm.
It's so perfect. It's perfect. No, it will never be topped, I don't think.
It's the digital highway.
Yeah. So at this point, Taichi's like, I need to call everyone else. So he runs out and he starts trying to dial up everyone. And of course, no one is home. Every single phone call is incredibly funny. Because he learns Joe is taking his middle school entrance exams, and it cuts to Joe fucking rushing into the classroom and flipping over his page and everything. Yamato and Takaru are at their grandmother's in Shima? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shimane, I think.
Shimada, that was it.
Shimada.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're out in like the sticks, like rural Japan. Hikari is obviously at her friend's birthday party, and she's in the middle of trying to blow out the candles, and it cuts to all of them like looking over it.
The birthday girl is like so mad every time.
I have a little headcanon considering the faces that girl makes.
Oh,
I think it's the same girl who fucking kicked Koromon in the head with a ball in episode 21. That's my headcanon.
She's that same ugly face. Oh my god, you're right. She has those fucking pigtails and everything. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're so right. No, I'm adopting this into my worldview. She has an inherent hatred of all things Digimon.
They keep either scaring her or ruining her birthday parties.
Yeah.
So yeah, after reaching a whole grand total of no, well, also he calls Sora and he tells Koshiro to call Sora. Actually,
there is actually a little thing I like about this where all the except Sora, she's just kind of sulking, but we'll let her. All the other guys, like, they're doing pretty good. Like, Hikari's, like, being sociable. Joe's working on his studies. Yamato and Takaru finally, like they're on a family fucking vacation together. Like,
Yeah.
Yamato get to be like brothers. Like Mimi's just fucking living her best life.
Yeah.
While
But
we're on
there's
the
also-
topic of Yamato and
Mhm.
Takeru, I wrote down in my notes Yamato's watching baseball because he's half American.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think
there's
that's the reason.
I
But
don't. Yeah.
Sure.
Japan
Yeah.
loves
I just thought-
baseball.
Yeah,
I know.
but
it's very
So it's
funny
the-
that fucking
it's like this thing of like, it's like, you know, they're all kind of they're all doing pretty good, but it's kind of this bittersweet thing of, oh, but they're all like very separated, right? Like the fucking the group is like split up.
yeah. Taichi even says like it's so hard for all of us to get together now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he forces Koshiro to call Sora, and like she's getting home right as he calls, and her mom is like, "Oh, Sora, it's from the Yagami residence." It's just like, "I'm not."
I'm saying I'm not here. She says she's not here.
Yes. So that's all. And Koshiro's like, "You guys had a fight, didn't you? Like
No.
you clearly had a
No.
fight."
No, I didn't get into a fight.
It's so stupid. Stupidest fucking aspect of this movie. So they decide, because, you know, they can't get a hold of anyone, so they go back and are just like keeping an eye on the progression of Karamon slowly devouring a bunch of data. And Taichi starts, you know, saying things along the lines of like, "I really wish Agumon was here right now, it would help." And then as it turns out,
It's like I can hear him now.
yeah, he almost does exactly the. Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Stop fucking telling people I'm dead.
So as it turns out, all the partner Digimon are just kind of hanging out at Genai's place, and he can just contact them at any time. He just does this. I don't know. Koshiro, I don't think knew this could happen. So Genai was
No,
just
he does not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, Genai just being such a useless piece of shit.
Hey now, he helped them this time through accident.
Yeah.
I
do
like to
like
think
that
that they're all just bumming at his place.
It's really funny because even now seemingly this time he would have had the chance to actually explain Karamon
Yeah.
to them, but no, they're like, you've heard of you. I assume you already know about the Digimon, and they're like, yeah. I was like, oh cool, I don't have to explain anything then.
Don't gotta explain jack shit about this thing. Anyway, go fight it. So
I was like, you
Agumon.
still got the Digivices, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course everyone has them on them. They would never leave these things. So yeah, Temptamon and Agumon get transported into the internet, which God, the way this is portrayed is so cool. This is so visually it's so good.
I love the little like sprite window for Genai's house too. Then they all start moving just walking around diagonally.
It's so good. Yeah, so now we're cutting to them like in actual animation, and they've got those really clean red outlines to like for their line work. Oh, it looks so
nice.
good. This movie, like visually, is
Pretty stunning.
It's incredible. Like there are so many like decisions in this movie visually that are just like, God, they're so fucking smart. Especially there's one later where I'm just like, a host that I might actually be one of the smartest directors to ever live. Whoever's decision it was. So yeah, they you know find Karamon devouring like a tape of data. Like he's
slurping it like it's noodles.
Slurping that shit.
It's really, really good. And Tentamon and Agumon start doing a really incredibly well animated sequence where they're fucking blowing the shit up, like, and eventually
he gets like zapped in like a really cartoony way. You see like his skeleton.
His whole like he gets like deformed and does like a Saturday morning cartoon person getting electrocuted style stuff. And then after beating the shit out of him a bunch, all of a sudden the smoke clears and his form has changed, and they realize that he's digivolved.
Yep.
So they're just like, oh shit, he's an adult level now. We should probably go to adult level to make sure we're on the same level as him. And so we get, Greymon, and there's this really cool thing where rather than showing the Digivolution sequences normally, it's cutting to a bunch of kids all around the world watching this happen.
I love whenever there's
Somehow.
a situation. I love whenever there's a. I mean, I assume just because Karamon's just putting this out to everybody so they can see the Greymon and Tentamon as well.
It's also a really nice shortcut for having the normal Digivolution sequence while also hiding how much worse that shit looks than the rest of the movie.
So true.
Yeah.
I also just love whenever there's like a situation like this in like a Digimon thing. It's like, oh look, people all around the world are watching. So it's like, oh, white guy jump scare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they're all watching, and the animation sequence or the evolution sequence happen, and then Greymon and Kabuterimon start fighting, and they're surprisingly doing literally nothing to. We know this as Infirmon. It is unnamed. I don't think any of them are named in the actual movie.
Yeah,
They aren't, no.
I don't even think they say he looks like a jellyfish, but I don't think they ever say Kuramon's name.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
So yeah, we know it's Infirmon, but they can't do anything, and Infirmon starts kind of like mopping the floor with them, and then Izzy's like,
Wait a minute. I'm like, okay, I got some data on him. That's a perfect level.
Can I also quickly mention that, like, I love the way that, like, Infirmon is animated. He is so weird and otherworldly. There's I don't know for sure, but I think there is some, like, light CGI usage with both him and Diablomon later on.
Probably.
That is like explicitly used because it's early 3D CG to make his movement less natural.
It's really, really good.
I assume especially for like the what would you not I don't know what they call them, like not like arms or legs, like because they're very tentacle like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tendrils.
That's a good word, yeah.
Just
There's that thing where he pops himself into a shell and he just zooms around.
And he fucking hits them over and over again. And then, you know, when Koshiro realizes, oh shit, this thing's a perfect level, let's go to perfect, they start digivolving, and Infirmon has the ingenious idea to not let that shit happen.
Charges at them and starts opening fire mid-evolution.
And Taichi just starts complaining, he's not supposed to do that, what the fuck?
It is
That's bad manners.
You know that one clip from Dragon Ball Super where Goku complains about Android 17 attacking someone while they're charging up?
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's so good.
That's illegal.
That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that.
That's rude.
It is fantastic. I love that they do this, because, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, they always show the evolution sequences, and, like, maybe kids are just like, why don't they just, you know, like, hit them while they're doing this? And they're just like, oh, you think you're funny, huh? This is what happens. So yeah, they get completely destroyed. They're all the way back down to their rookie stages after getting owned in the middle of evolving. And Infirmon, like, does a little giggle and then opens up another path and, like, scuttles out. I think scuttle is the best.
Yeah, scuttle is a good way of describing it.
Because throughout this movie, he barely makes any noise.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like a thing they even say in the movie where it's he's jumping through like evolutionary stages like really quickly, but like that thing was literally born today. Like it is, as like, even when it's Diablomon, it's still being like playful in its own very fucked up kind of way.
It's a baby.
So yeah, they decide to regroup and try to get in touch with everyone again. At this point, I believe Kojiro says something along the lines of, Taichi, he's in the goddamn internet.
I think he's like, I forget the name of the TNN.
NTT.
Because he's got, because I just, if he's in the phone lines and he's fucking around with it, because no one can get through their calls.
I get the sense that like Diablomon might be I don't know, maybe some sort of allegory for
Y2K
weaknesses in like over reliance on like emerging technological systems.
No,
there's a bit about that right at the very end that I want to talk about.
Yeah,
I'll get into it later.
Yeah, so he's fucking with the phone lines, and there's this So like Taichi is still trying to call Hikari, who is just like, no, I'm winning the game right now because they're playing
I literally
they're
have one
playing Old
card in my
Maid.
hand.
Yeah. They're playing Old Maid, and she's like, I'm winning. I can't come home right now. And he's like, fucking come home already. It's so funny. Because, like, he refuses to explain what's actually happening, and I think she would probably come home if you explained, dude. But that's fine.
You
Don't
can't
worry
do it
about
over
it.
the phone, then Furmon will hear.
Did we already get the bit where like Caramon fucks up like all the stores?
No,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's
the thing that
what
happens.
happens right now.
No, it's I think it's a Caramon thing. Like he's
Oh,
already
I think
like
it's-
pretty far along. Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of, because I want to talk about this one because early on he's like messing up like all the scanners and like registers in like stores. So someone's like, oh yeah, that's 125 yen, 125 yen. Yeah, that'll be 1,025 yen, please. And then he just drops
Caramon
off.
introduced Caramon introduced giga inflation.
And then there's a bit where like a lady, because there's an extra bit where a lady's just going around in the supermarket and she's picking up stuff from like a frozen bin. You're like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
1,000,000 yen? No, that's also
A
a
million
million yen.
yen.
And it's like that's like the most. Yeah, that's what being retails are like. It's like that price seems outrageous, but like that's what the computer's telling me. So fucking, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's also I don't know if it's this. It's during one of the bits where Taichi's like desperately trying to contact the other guys. There's just a bit where like while he's doing that, like Koshiro's just kind of sitting at the table talking to Taichi's mom, and at some point he just starts helping her out on her cake.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
make sure
While
to,
this
like,
is ongoing,
make sure to like sieve the flour properly.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
get all clumpy. And he's like, okay.
And this is also when I believe he begins to drink the tea. This is probably when he has
Yeah.
his first
He's
glass.
very stressed.
Oh no, I
You
think he
gotta
has it, like the
understand.
moment he gets in.
Oh, okay.
This
That's
is like-
when he has
yeah,
it.
he's on-
This
he's-
is his second glass when he does this. 'cause
Yeah, he's on glass too here.
Yeah, because I have the third glass and then 4 and 5 specifically as notes. So after he fails to contact everyone again, all the phone lines go down because like everyone, all of a sudden he's starting to get busy signals, and then everyone's phone rings. Like everyone's phone everywhere rings, and so
I realized we forgot something. He does actually get through. He does actually get through to Yamato,
That's right. He
but
gets through to the
he gets
grandmother.
the number for their grandma, but their grandma is like
She
senile
don't know.
and
yeah.
she doesn't understand.
Ah,
She's like,
yes,
"Oh,
they are quite
yeah,
nice
those are-
boys.
those are my grandkids. Oh, you want to talk to them? Okay." And then she just hangs up.
My favorite bit of that entire thing is she's holding the phone up, and then as Taichi's like, "My name is Taichi Yagami, I'm here to talk to," like she's slowly shifting it to her other ear, and then goes, "Sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat yourself?" It's
Yeah.
God.
She can't hear at one
The
ear.
fucking face when he realizes she hung up. Taichi makes some incredible faces in this
I took a
movie.
Yeah,
hold on,
I
I
was-
took a screenshot of this.
I
It's
was
so
there,
fucking funny.
there's another one where it's I think when he's like trying to contact Mimi and
Oh, that's not quite yet.
oh, not quite yet.
Yeah.
Is that
It's in a
he
bit.
tries to contact them like fucking 3 or 4
Yeah.
times, so I forget what
Yeah.
happens when.
I know. After this attempt is when everyone's phone rings, and they all like it has like the multiple shots of tons of people like picking up their phone, and then
Yeah.
like even Taichi does, and it's just that robotic voice going Moshi,
Hello.
Moshi,
Hello.
Moshi, Moshi.
Yeah.
Moshi.
Really, it's like really off-putting, all things considered. It's really, really good. It's so cool. This movie's so cool.
It really is. Also, I put the screenshot of Taichi finding out where Mimi is in the call chat.
Oh yeah, let me quickly throw this up as the
Mm-hmm.
the fucking mid recording thing.
It's fucking funny.
Oh god, it's so good.
Yeah,
This movie's
'cause, like,
so
Tai-
good.
Yeah, because I think at that point Taichi's just like given up and he's just sitting at the sofa next to his mom.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
flopped down over the top of it.
And she oh yeah, because that's when he's like, I can't fucking contact anyone, and then
There's like a news broadcast of like if you absolutely have to contact someone, use this emergency number.
Yeah, the emergency voicemail system where you dial 117 or it's like 117 or
171.
171.
Yeah.
And he's
Leave a
yeah.
voicemail for the number you want to reach, and then they call the same number, put in their own number to receive their voicemail. It is holy shit. Things used to
Feeling
be
old
like
yet.
this. This is
This
how
is all
we used to
before my
have to,
time.
Yeah, this is how we used to have to do things during emergencies. I don't think I ever had to use anything like this, because I don't think we ever hit something where like this actually happened here in the U.S. But I'm like 90% sure this was a real thing that existed. So yeah, they started using that to contact Yamato, because he's the only one he's actually managed to get a hold of in any way, shape, or form. And so he leaves a message for Yamato, and this is when they find out that Mimi's in Hawaii.
It's like, because he's like, his Taichi's mom hears him trying to get in contact with Mimi. He's like, "Oh right, I forgot.
Right. Yeah.
Mimi left a postcard for you." She what?
And then he reads it, and then he makes the face.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
And then it doesn't it cut to Mimi in Hawaii just being like, "Man, this
She's
shit
like,
rules."
"Aw, this place is great."
So funny. Living her best life. Oh, God. So, at this point, they cannot connect to the internet, because of Infirmon being in the NTT system. Like, it's clogging everything, so no one can connect to the internet.
they literally go, "Oh man, fucking things are bad. I hope we don't get disconnected."
Yeah.
Koshiro, what's wrong? We lost connection.
Slowly turning around, making that fucking face.
Yeah, that's when I have the image for that put up.
That's classic.
But
God.
thankfully, because of the voicemail thing, they reach out to Yamato and they're just like, "Dude, just fucking find a computer. I don't know
it's
how.
like-
I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care how. Find a computer right now."
We gotta get out. They literally run out and start just going from door to door, going, "Hey, do you have a PC?"
Yeah.
PC. He's like, "Yeah, I got one, but
What's
it's
the PC?
broken."
It's
Mine's broken. Another one wasn't connected to the internet.
Yeah.
There they are.
There they are.
They realized they got
No.
disconnected when they realized they don't got internet.
They ain't got no internet.
That one's like, he gets really uncomfortable real fast, because it's like this like very like bitter like married couple, like, "Well, if can go connected to the internet."
Oh, yeah. God.
Fuck it.
I really like how the guy in particular is like really won over by them though. He's like, no, I'm gonna get these guys a fucking computer.
Also,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, I
I
think
like.
it's the same guy who gives them a lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not. I was trying like not to reach hack, because this is technically a live episode, but seeing hacks be like, "Yamato, you have to hop on Fortnite. WXP is almost over." Was fucking killing me.
Yamato, quick! If you don't do it now, you can't get the Peter the Griffin Fortnite skin.
Yamato, please, I need this W. Please. We can bring Takano too. It's okay. We have a full squad here. Koshiro's with me.
Oh, you know Koshiro's already like level 200 on that fucking game.
Oh,
Bro knows
100%. But
all EXP maps.
he's willing to carry.
Yes.
He's willing to carry 100%. God. Fucking. So yeah, I have a note that just says Takano is crying, because I think this is when he's trying to get the internet from the
Yeah,
like,
no,
married
there's like
couple.
a really good shot where like it's close up of him crying, and the lady says like, "Yeah, the PC doesn't have internet though."
We don't get internet.
It's like
so
that's how it
desperate.
feels to not have internet.
So yeah, this is where the dude is just like, "Hop on my moped. I'm gonna fucking blitz through town." 'cause
he almost drives right into a van.
it's
Yeah.
so funny.
While it's backing out.
So
And I think then it cuts back to Koshiro.
yeah, we get the montage of like Infirmon going through all the systems. Like there's all the street signs,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he passes by and they disappear, and then the fucking American
Gay
flag.
Infirmon. Gay Infirmon.
Man, I think this could really use a song by the Bare Naked Ladies. Or
Shut up!
something.
Shut up! Shut up! It's not real. It's not real yet. Don't spoil things for the two poor innocent people who haven't seen it yet. God. So at this point, Koshiro was on his third glass. He is currently drinking his third glass of tea.
Well, no, he came back with some. He had to leave for a second.
Yeah. But, you know,
Oh yeah, you have to pick up his.
And now he comes
Yeah.
back. He's like, "What do you got there?" "Oh, you got the satellite phone."
Yeah.
So now we don't need to connect through the ISP.
He's connecting. I believe he specifically says he's connecting to a foreign like domain name service.
Got
Yo,
a fucking
VPN.
NordVPN.
Yeah, this motherfucker got a prototype VPN.
It's just like the show when he does it. He's so smart. So
Oh yeah, there's like throughout like the movie, he's also like Kosher also keeps bringing up like, oh, I've got like these like overseas like hacker friends who have also been keeping track of Informon.
Yeah.
Right. There's a line I think a bit earlier in the movie where he's talking about like one of them in Russia who's like, she's only in grade school, but she's already got a university application open. And Taichi gets like really fucking jealous and goes, well, I'm also in grade school and I only get to go to grade school.
He's so mad.
Such a fucking petty bitch. It's so funny.
I do
no
like
reason
just
for it.
it's also just I know it's probably partly just because of different art style, but like I do like just how noticeably older everyone is in this movie.
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
you can
they
tell
look
it's been
so
like
much older.
Yeah. I also like Taichi has like a slight design like redesign where now he has like a long undershirt under his normal one, and I really that's always like low-key been my favorite Taichi look. It's like a really it's a really solid one.
I really like the WarGame Taichi.
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking design. Oh god. We Yamato and Takaru have managed to get to a local barber.
Yeah.
Where they're
like,
using the PC.
Finally just pop up. They finally hop on and they're like, oh. And it's like, where are you? And they just go, well, and then they're in a fucking hairdresser.
This movie is honestly so much fucking funnier than I remember it being. It's like constantly really funny.
And the guy who gave them a lift is getting his hair cut, and there's this old couple next to them. Like, oh, that's what's her face's grandkids.
Yeah.
City life in Tokyo must be so different.
Fucking god.
They got computers.
They got computers.
That fucking sitting there with the oh god, and like the 3-frame every 2 seconds Skype call they're on is like it's so good. It's so
God, I remember
good.
Skype.
Was video chat even possible back then?
I don't
Definitely not.
don't think so. I genuinely do not know.
You had like fucking what is it called, like AIM Messenger or something, but that shit didn't have a call function for sure. So
I was still using AIM in fucking like middle school. I think even early high school I might have been using it. Like AIM was the thing to be. It's like AOL was like the only ISP back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if video chat was a thing. This movie was incredibly ahead of its time in like a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like, we're here, we're gonna help you now, and it cuts to like finally cuts back to Agumon and Tentamon, and they're just like, God, this sucks. Can we finally get some help, please?
So yeah, Patamon and Agabumon have entered the tubes as well. They are now flying alongside them. I also have a note here that says glasses number 4 and 5 because I keep saying Izzy. Koshiro is very, very stressed and he's downing tea like crazy.
And he's like, can I have yours? Oh yeah, I think I don't remember where this is, so do you mind if I just say this now?
Yeah.
There's a point where like one of the rooms he's in is clearly like there's like all these like carousels or Ferris wheels. So like there's a bit where like he fucked like Informon's like eating data like around maintaining like the big Ferris wheel in like in Odaiba.
Oh yeah.
And like this resulted like the funny I think like the funniest bit in the movie, because like it cuts to like just some random people just in the Ferris wheel like, man, this is boring, and it just suddenly starts getting faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yes, this is when they like Taichi and Koshiro run back to the room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, and it just cuts to like you see them run back because it cuts to like their Taichi's mom in the kitchen just looking outside at the front door, just going, seeing the fucking Ferris wheel just start to spin dangerously quick, and she's just like, man, that's crazy.
Wow.
Taichi's mom is honestly like such a fucking delight throughout the entire movie.
She's like, that's crazy.
Wow.
She's silly.
Just
I like her.
does the fucking like hand on the cheek mom thing, like, wow.
Wow.
That's so
It's
crazy. Anyway, the cake. So they find Infirmon, we immediately get the warp evolution sequence. They're like, we're not fucking playing around. Straight to ultimate. We gotta kill this thing.
They do this. You can briefly see this in the Metal Greymon sequence as well before it gets caught up by fucking Infirmon. They put this like cell shading effect over the like normal 3D evolution sequence.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
looks
really good.
way nicer. And I'm
Yes.
kind of like, you should have probably just kept doing that, honestly. But you
Yeah.
know,
No. It looks nice, but no.
We need the CG. Yeah, so they do this really cool thing where they both like dive at Infirmon, and WarGreymon
And he
goes
just,
past,
like,
and Infirmon just spins, and then like there's a flash of Metal Garurumon going the other way, and he spins the other way, and then they
just
start
beating his ass.
yeah they start beating him to near death, and then he
They
once
start
again
playing Braveheart as well.
yes they
Yeah.
do.
Also, bit about this that I like. Is Braveheart diegetic?
What do
the
you mean?
fuck?
because it starts playing like when it
Yeah.
cuts to them in
to
the real
Taichi
world,
and-
it starts playing
yeah.
throughout the computer speakers, and in fact when Koshiro when Koshiro will leave, it gets stuck.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
God,
It
yeah,
starts
we'll,
repeating.
we'll
What's
get
up with that?
We'll get to that.
Have
That's
the
one of
songs
the
been playing
coolest
in real
fucking
life
things.
forever?
Yeah, no, definitely, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah, the skipping is like super cool, and when it actually happens, I want to talk about that because it's like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
This movie is so fucking good. So at this point, Infirmon evolves into Diablomon, Diablomon. I'm personally okay with either. I think they're both cool names, so it's fine.
I like the
Yeah.
one personally.
I've
I
been
tend to
saying,
stick to Diablomon when talking about the sub because
yeah,
you know
just because we're talking
it's
about
like
the sub.
yeah.
So yeah, Diablomon is here. The very first thing he does is so God, I forget. I think the first thing that happens is
He sees Patamon about to digivolve, and he fucking
he does
just
his thing
jumps
again.
him.
yeah. He like
And then
jumps
he also does
between
it to
them.
Tento.
Yeah, and does the
Yeah.
the cable crusher. Is that I think that's
that's
the
what it's
English
called.
name, but yeah.
No, that's just what it's called.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he
Really?
does cable
Okay.
crusher and hits both of them like against like the like girders that are floating, like the scaffolding almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bunch of Diaboromon's moves are just named after just system failures and shit like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Catastrophe Cannon is the coolest fucking name.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then so they start fighting. This really cool thing happens. I need to talk about this one. It's
I
so
think it's
fucking cool.
I think
Where
I have the same note.
Where he it specifically he fights WarGreymon.
Yes.
He like destroys one of WarGreymon's Draymon killers, and then WarGreymon just
Punches him.
he keeps charging ahead and just decks Diablomon where the fucking Draymon killer used to be, and it happens again on the other one too.
It is so cool. One of the coolest shots in the movie is like the Draymon killer getting busted and him just still going up and decking him with it. I should say, before that actually happens, because Braveheart cuts when Patamon and Tentomon get slammed. And then when WarGreymon and Metal Garurumon get back into the fight and start fighting him, Braveheart fades back in. And it's so fucking sick. It's so good. Oh, I love it so much. Yeah, and then the fucking Draymon killer's getting busted is amazing. And at this point, all of a sudden, Koshiro has
He
to
starts
pee.
sweating.
He's sweating.
He's in a bad way right now from all the tea he's been drinking for the past several hours. So he has to like quickly get up and leave the room because he cannot hold it anymore. And during that time, Taichi's like getting real intense about the fight and is like slamming on the monitor for the PC. And it blue screens. And when this happens, Braveheart starts skipping and like repeating the same part over and over again. And it's the coolest shit in the world. Just genuinely such an interesting thing to do.
There's also like I need to yeah, there it is. I need to upload like the face he makes when he slams the computer, it blue screens and he fucking realizes what he just did is incredible.
There are so many faces in this movie where they just look like they're melting.
And like Taichi makes about 90% of them.
I'll put it up on the screen. There you go. When he's realized he has blue screened his PC.
I'm always making this face.
Oh, right. I also forgot to mention, this is just a cute little detail, but Taichi was wearing the goggles around his neck. When they decide to go and fight Karamon, he takes the goggles and puts them up on his head, as he wore them normally in the show. It's just a cute little detail.
It's cute. I like that.
Gamer time.
He does in fact go gamer mode, you're right.
So yeah, Koshiro comes back into the room and he's like, "What the fuck did you do?"
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do shit!
And while he's actually fixing the PC, he's finally just like, "What happened with Sora, by the way?" And as it turns out, it was fucking nothing. Taichi gave her a hair clip. She was like, "Oh, so you don't like the hat?" and got mad at him. Which, you know.
And then they blew up into a fight, and then it's like, okay, it's just like, they're just too fucking immature to apologize to each other.
Yeah, they're stupid children. It's just like, I hate these fucking kids. I love them so much. They're so stupid. God damn.
Because I think around this point, there's also like a quick little bit where Sora's about to knock on his door.
Yes.
And then she's like, actually, no, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm leaving.
My one, like, super minor complaint in this movie is that she just has the same fucking line, like, 4 times.
Yep.
It's, like, all she says in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, average treatment of Sora, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Oh, we'll get into that. So they managed to reconnect. Yamato is pissed, and WarGames and Metalgarurumon are basically fucking dead. Like
they're all cracked. Parts of them have just been smashed to bits.
There's like the black particles, like of just like debris, have been scattered all over the entire area they're currently in. Like they got fucked up in the 2 minutes they were away. Probably no, this is an old PC. It was probably like 10.
Also, I assume they're obviously fine, but like at this point, fucking Tentamon and Patamon are just gone.
Yeah, they've disappeared because they can't do anything at this point. They can't reach ultimate level. What the fuck are they gonna do? And this is the point where like while everything is kind of like really really bad, Diablomon, like I think he does the clock before he starts multiplying, right?
Yeah, no, you see like the shot of him holding the clock, and then you think he sends out like an email, "Who has the clock?" And then a timer appears, and then you see him start to multiply.
And so I do want to point this out because I believe this is correct. I didn't super check it, but it felt right. I think from the exact point the timer starts, there is in fact 10 exact minutes until like the finale of the fight. I believe it is timed exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty good.
I know from the 5-minute mark, I believe it's exact. I don't know if it's from the 10-minute mark, but I know at least from the 5-minute mark, it is timed exactly. I'm almost positive.
Oh yeah, and like, and then they start this happened earlier, but they start getting emails from fucking people watching this all over.
Yes.
Like, fucking, I can't believe you lost again, you fucking losers.
It was 2v1. You couldn't even beat him.
The movie surprisingly goes into getting hate mail.
Yeah. Where it was like,
it's really funny.
It's God, this movie was ahead of its time. It was just like, yeah, anonymity. That's word is so hard to say.
Anonymity.
Yeah, on the internet, will probably make people be shitty to you for no reason. And,
but then like,
yeah,
then fucking WarGames was just like, Taichi, fucking listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. We'll handle it.
They will in fact.
We just gotta kill all of them.
Yeah, we just gotta kill all of them, and then begins multiplying, and there's the really funny animation of it getting squashed and stretched as the sprite of Diablomon like splits off.
Mitosis.
By the way, there are in fact 2 little cameos in the people who send these emails out to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey Miyako.
Yeah, one of them is Miyako from 02. But there is another one.
The other is fucking Ryo.
Yeah, the other one's a real blink and you miss it. It's got fucking Rio from the WonderSwan games.
Why is he in this
I
movie?
was like, I wasn't entirely sure if that was Rio, because I'm like, I keep thinking, oh yeah, Rio from Tamers, but I'm like, all right, Rio's just in the fucking all the games.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the reason he ends up in like it's all in those fucking untranslated WonderSwan games, but like he is from the adventure world, but ends up in Tamers because of what happens in those games.
Mhm. Really bizarre lore there, but yeah, he's a recurring character throughout Digimon. He's not important to our discussions until like a year from now. So
yeah, but it's just like there's a little cameo if you play those fucking games.
Also, baby Miyako's so fucking cute.
yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah.
Love
She can't reach the desk.
She's like barely like reaching her fucking keyboard.
it. I should have taken a screenshot of Miyako. It's so adorable. So at this point, Koshiro mentions Taichi. I have a friend, a Taiwanese friend who's in middle school who hacked the Pentagon.
The Pentagon. Just casually drops that fact about his Taiwanese friend. You know, just hack the Pentagon. You know.
You gotta understand, he's in middle school. He's so much cooler.
And he says that a few minutes ago a missile was launched, and it's gonna strike somewhere.
It's called the Peacekeeper.
So, I think it is. In no, like obviously, you can take it pretty generally as like you know, Diablomon representing sort of like anxiety in the oncoming tech age of like what weaknesses in those systems could end up doing to like just general society at large. But in particular, it's really obvious that so much of Diablomon was like based on like the Y2K scare in specific.
Yeah.
Which is like it was already kind of the like that sort of anxiety was already kind of the basis for like the original Digimon Adventure series in general, but like it is blatant in this one.
Mm-hmm. So, and obviously,
real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
No, because I'm gonna talk about something else. Because
like just real quick, I just want to mention some of his other funny moves, like system fail and virus download and page fault.
Page fault is so funny. God. So because we've talked about the missile being launched, I feel like this is a good time to bring this up. It is very, very clear that in addition to being about, you know, the Y2K and reliance on internet technology, a huge inspiration for our war game was the 1983 film WarGames.
WarGames, yeah.
Yeah. This movie came out in like 2000.
Yeah, so
WarGames,
I mean,
is like
the name alone gives it away.
Or early 80s movie, but yeah, that's a movie about a kid accidentally challenging a supercomputer to a game of global thermonuclear war. Which
I know this one.
Yeah. I've seen the movie before. It's really good movie. But yeah, so like the basic concept for this film is like really similar to that. Like it very clearly he took inspiration from it. With the addition of it being more about internet technology than general computing. But yeah, just wanted to point that out since we've gotten to the point where they launch a missile, and I was like I think it was the previous time I watched this movie. I was like, oh,
it's like the movie with a very similar name.
Yeah,
funny
now
that.
I get it.
No, it's not their war game; it's our war game.
Yeah, totally different. So yeah,
it's a children's war game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we just got fucking Metal Garurumon and WarGames just running down this tunnel with big fucking enter here signs.
Yeah. So they get to the final battle area of the film where there are 16,000 Diablomon at this point.
I think it was 80,000.
It's a lot.
So when they arrive, it's like 4,000, but then it immediately like doubles to 8,000, then 16. So it just keeps doubling as they're literally just kind of standing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This like they're just like
squirming around. It looks really creepy.
Yeah, the sounds too. It's got like the skittering like noises. It's
another some more like really clever use of fucking early 2000 CG here too.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then the fuck house happens where every single Diablomon stops, turns, and just starts raining lasers down on both WarGreymon and Metal Garurumon. Like it's the laser dome from the end of Cage 2. Like, and they both immediately eat shit, and they're just like done. Like they are like their eyes are like not showing anymore. Their armor is completely destroyed, and like Taichi and Yamato are both like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
It's over.
Yeah.
Our friends just died.
Oh god.
Oh
Here's-
yeah,
here's
and they're
a-
like, they're trying to dodge, but they're too slow because they're like, Coach is like, wait a minute, we're getting
It's slowing them down.
bombarded with emails. This is slowing us down.
Mhm.
What are you saying,
Question.
Leon?
They're not in the digital world at this moment,
No,
are they?
they're
No.
just in the internet.
In the internet.
So if
like,
they
if-
die, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, like explicitly, earlier in the movie when like all the Digimon show up, they're like, well, you helped us save the digital world, so we're gonna help you save yours. Like, this is explicitly like not the digital world they're in. It's
Yeah.
just the internet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I just before that all goes off, it cuts back to like, Takaru and Yamato, and they're just sitting there just in complete shock. And there's a lady behind them just like, what? Why'd you? It's like she's like, okay, I'm going. You give this to your grandma for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, it's just like the poor lady doesn't realize that they're watching their friends die right now. And also a missile is going to hit Japan and kill everybody. But so at this point, like, this is when the Peacekeeper is gonna hit. This is when like Taichi starts reaching toward the screen because he's like realizing how completely fucked everything is. And then it cuts to his mother opening the door, and like Koshiro's like really focused on trying to tell people to stop emailing them because it's fucking them over. And she's like, I brought more food. I don't want to interrupt. And she like closes the door, and then she opens it and she goes, where's Taichi? And it cuts to the actual shot of him. He's just not there. Taichi's no longer in the room.
Yep. His ass is gone.
And so then we cut to Taichi has entered the internet via the monitor he was currently viewing. And
I wish I could do that.
God, this movie looks so good. It's so good. So the human characters don't have line art at all. They are lineless, which looks so
Fucking awesome.
good. Oh, it's so good visually. Absolutely immaculate looking movie.
Let me put the. Well, I mean, you'll probably better when we talk about the other thing, but there's like a shot of that here. Yeah.
Have that ready for when we talk about it. But yeah, so Yamato has also entered. He is floating down toward Metal Gurumon as Taichi is floating toward WarGreymon. And oh god, this shit is so cool. So as they arrive to kind of like, encourage them and tell them that it's going to be good, they both like the emails are still flooding in. They're like encouraging emails telling them to like fight and save the world and all that kind of shit. And then Metal Gurumon and WarGreymon, Jesus Christ. They like start growing and like their bodies are slowly changing. Like WarGreymon's the shield wings like close, and then his body just kind of morphs into light and goes into just the helmet. And the same thing happens to Metal Gurumon.
And they turn into arms.
Yeah, they turn into arms.
And then all the emails like appear around them and they like form an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This transformation sequence is so fucking sick.
It's so fucking cool. And then
the song they're playing this whole time, so like there's like barely any sound effects. They're just playing like a song over it, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm. It's very quiet. Like it's so very ambient. It's so fucking good. And then we get the big fucking reveal of Omegamon or Omnimon.
Yeah.
God, he's so fucking
he's
cool.
so cool.
He's so fucking cool.
I
like that he doesn't say a word the entire time.
I think
Really adds a lot.
I think this is like also like very first appearance of Omegamon as well.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the first one. Like the V-Tamer one was explicitly in response to this one.
Long after our war game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was the very first time Omegamon appeared. Also, first appearance of any Royal Knight in Digimon.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's way before All Force Vidramon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For Old Force Vidramon, obviously the like Magnamon and Gallimon were like this is the very first time. This is the first Royal Knight like appearance
Yeah.
in
The-
anything.
Although
I don't even
Royal
think
Knight
the
doesn't
term
become a
Royal Knight.
concept until way later,
Yeah,
right?
like the
That's
term Royal
Frontier.
Knight didn't even exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is though they're very God. He's so fucking cool. This whole sequence
He's
is
so
cool.
cool.
The animation of him taking out the gray sword and the Garuru cannon are some of the sickest fucking cuts of animation I think in
it's
Digimon
like-
history.
There is like so much weight behind it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good.
That thing just launches out of his arm.
Oh god. And then, because yeah, all the Diablomon fire. I'm leaving that image up on screen, by the way. It's too fucking cool.
It really
Who
is.
cares about the logo?
They just open fire.
Yeah, and like a ton of the lasers. I don't think this is like the big move. I think this is just like he's firing a laser.
Yeah.
Fire him a
Catastrophe
laser.
cannon.
Just shut the fuck up, Leo.
Fuck up.
And this is when he takes out the gray sword and he just does like the one swipe and all the lasers reflect and just like take out a swath of the fucking Diablomon copies. Like on Koshiro's screen you see like the number of them and you just see them getting erased. Oh, it's so fucking cool. It's so cool. And then he takes out the Garuru cannon and he fires multiple shots from it and it's taking out huge sections of all the Diablomon. Oh, you just see like you see like them all disappearing from Koshiro's little display of all of them until eventually there is one left. And at this point, it's cutting to multiple places. And so at first it's like
pretty quick though.
well, so a thing they do, which is really interesting, is when there's 1 minute left on the timer, it cuts to Joe at his exam, and the proctor says 1 minute left.
And then it cuts to Taichi's mom with 1 minute timer left on her cake.
It's really I love it. I love it so much. It's really good that all this stuff is like perfectly synced up. It's, oh god. And like I said before, I know for a fact that from the 5 minute mark on the timer, there is exactly 5 minutes until the final blow. It's really, really cool. So there's one left, and he is really fast. He's so quick with it, just moving way too quickly. And so Koshiro's like, "What the fuck can we do? What the fuck can we do?" And he looks over at all the emails that he's getting, and he's like,
"Wait a minute, spam.
I can redirect them.
Yeah.
Spam them."
So he fucking redirects all the emails to Diablo's email address because he technically has one because he exists on the internet at this point.
Yeah, the United States government address.
Yeah.
That's actually like they don't mention that, but if you look at the actual email address, he like emails from when he's launching the nuke, it is actually a United States like government email address.
I think because he sends like multiple emails, so like throughout the movie. So I think I think they're different each time. So I think he's like he hijacks the email address.
It's really good. So and then as the emails hit him and like he stops for a second and you see like the fucking buffering thing appear on him.
The loading hourglass.
All the
he
sound
literally starts lagging. He starts jittering violently.
And then all the sound cuts out, and it's so good. Just the entire movie is silent.
I love this bit because he realizes he can't move, and he clearly panicked, looks up at fucking Omegamon, and like the Omegamon, and he's like, "There you are."
So and then Omegamon rushes him and shoves the gray sword through his fucking skull. And like Taichi and Koshiro like rush to the window because like also when the total silence happened, I think when it hits 30 seconds, there's like a beep in time with each second as it counts down. And I was like watching the timer on my movie. It is perfectly in line with the time of the movie. It's so fucking good. It's so good. This movie's like immaculate. And then so they go out onto like their balcony and you hear like the missile coming, and then there's like the shockwave on the surface of the water, and then it slams into the fucking like lake outside his house or the fucking river.
Wait, which also means that Diablomon was directly launching that nuke at their fucking house. What a petty asshole.
Yeah, they never. Yeah, I could have sworn there was a bit where they specified what he was targeting, but they never do.
No, they never do. It's just like, oh, you see it fall outside his house, like, oh my god, you piece of shit.
Fucking literally targeting these two kids.
No wonder they're so fucked up and try.
She was shitting his pants.
Yeah, because they thought they didn't make it, and then they realized
Yeah.
the missile just fizzled out, and because then it cuts back to Diablomon, and his face splits apart, and you see the clock underneath.
He like melts
And
away.
then- And then you see like the faces on Taichi and Koshiro when they realize they just avoided getting fucking nuked.
I love the like visual, by the way, because like he stabs like the clock right in between the large and small hands as it's about
Yes.
to hit 0.
Yeah. It's so good. Like the sword itself is preventing the hand from moving. Oh, this movie is so good, dude. Like, I cannot believe I came out of this movie being like, this movie is actually better than I remember it being. It's insane how good this movie is.
Because there's there's just like the amount of like little details that I never picked up on until this watch was like crazy. Like every like frame of this movie feels considered in some way. It's immaculate.
Because Hosora's the fucking goat.
It's true. He like best to ever do it. Like it's so
Genuinely.
crazy. Oh my god, I can't believe how good this fucking movie is.
It's so good, dude.
And then yeah, we get a new credits theme with like a bunch of pictures of all the kids finishing up what they were doing. And then we also get the small thing of Sora finally getting Taichi's email, calling him an idiot, and then during the credits you see her response email.
Yeah, she apologizes back.
These fucking kids. So that's actually. So I'll get a little more into this in like a weird part of the discussion when we're discussing the series overall, but yeah, that was our war game. Goddamn.
Good ass movie.
And
Good ass
there's like
movie.
a couple of like stills over the credits.
Yeah.
I like that it's like Takara was just hanging out with the guys at the hairdresser. Yamato has to get his hair cut.
Oh, he's gonna hate
good.
that. He's gonna hate that.
Joe is fucking just passed out in his fucking desk.
Mimi and her parents with their fucking tans
Tans,
is maybe my favorite.
Fucking Mimi. Oh my god. All right. So let's go ahead and just move straight into discussing the actual series as a whole, because now that we are officially 100% done with Adventure, we have done all original Adventure content, completely finished with it.
Yep.
Like actually, that's not even a joke. We are 100% done with Adventure content.
What did you think we're fucking with you? No.
So, first and foremost, Angel, what did you think
Yes.
of Digimon Adventure overall, since this is your first time having watched the whole series?
It's pretty good.
That's it.
That's
it?
I mean, what I mean, it's pretty good. What else can I say? Also, I didn't get to talk about my favorite bit in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Taichi's mom burns the cake because
That's right.
Diablomon fucking tied
Oh
it.
yeah. She's like, "Dad, this thing was automated too. Well, how did it mess up?"
God, that's
Definitive
so funny.
proof that you should not have appliances hooked up to your Wi-Fi. He even knew it back then. Posada's a fucking visionary.
I wanted to quickly mention, by the way, because obviously a lot of credit on this movie goes to Hosoda for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I did actually also want to mention the scriptwriter of this movie, Reiko Yoshida, who, for Digimon specifically, only has done all the first 4 movies. So she continues on to do like the 202 movies, and then a lot of her stuff past that is like, it's a pretty good fucking track record. She has a lot of things with Kyoto Animation in specific, like the Hibike Euphonia movie, K-On!, all of the Tamako Market stuff, Violet Evergarden.
Holy whoa!
That's crazy, actually.
Holy shit!
Let's see here. She did a Ghibli, not a Miyazaki movie, but she did a Ghibli movie, The Cat Returns.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh my! Holy shit!
And
Good-ass movie.
has also done a couple of things with Science Zaro, the studio from what the fuck's his name? Yeah. Like Live Over Walls. There's like a new show. Also, by the way, one Kyo anything she did Silent Voice. She did the adaptation.
Oh my
So,
God.
so you're basically telling me that anything KyoAni has ever done that is generally considered, like, universally considered good was this woman specifically.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
She also did a show called Majestic Prince, which I'm really only mentioning because I like it.
Oh,
I
yo,
heard it's really
I
good,
fucking love
yeah.
Majestic Prince.
Yeah, that's her. She did like script supervision on that one. So
Oh my god.
yeah, no, like obviously a lot of these movies, like the credit goes to Hosoda, but like I felt like she deserves a mention because these movies would not have been as good as they were without such a good fucking screenwriter on them.
God
Yeah.
damn. I had no idea she had done all that. Holy shit. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Actually, Leon, this is your first time seeing this movie as well, right? This movie
No.
specifically? Oh no, you've seen this one? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen Revenge of Diablomon.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Hurricane Touchdown?
Yes,
Okay. Gotcha.
I think so.
Have you seen
That's a good sign.
Have you seen the movie with Cherubimon, the big bunny?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
then
I
you've
have.
seen Hurricane Touchdown.
Yeah, you've seen Hurricane Touchdown, yeah.
I don't think where I watched it was called. I think it was just called the O2 movie.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
That's kind of funny.
I think I watched it on GoGo Anime, so I think it literally was just called the wrong
Okay.
name.
Okay, thank God. I was worried you had seen the dub version and then you would
No. You think when I watched Adventure in O2, I touched anything with the dub? God no.
I forgot you're a child.
I'm not a child.
You were born literally after this dub came out. I gotta go. Oh god.
How old is Leon even?
23, right?
Who?
Oh, nice. Like barely
22.
older than
Yeah,
me.
so yeah, you were born
Okay.
after this fucking. Oh my god.
Are you both
Wait.
22?
Leon, when do you turn 23?
June.
I'm older than. I turned 23 in like 9 days.
I need the both of you
We
to
gotta-
stop talking.
We
Can
gotta
move
kill
on?
them. We gotta kill them. We gotta kill both of them.
I hate your youthful energy so bad.
Listen, I'm
Okay.
full of whimsy.
So, because we're doing the full wrap up, I figure we can finally do this, which is we can all say what our favorite Digimon was. We can talk about our favorite arc. We can talk about we'll just do like little categories as far as that, and then like if anyone wants to
Okay.
say anything like really specific about the show that.
I guess I wanted to talk about the arcs, but I basically wasn't there for at some point.
We can do that after we kind of go through like everyone's talking about
Yeah.
the same thing, and then of course the finale will be me getting really mad. So.
Okay.
So I get we can from like on screen order, so we can start with Angel and just go right like Angel, Bridget, Momo, Leon, me. Like
What are we doing with me?
so like what was your favorite? Like, do you want to do each one individually, or do you want to do every category by person? What do you think would be better?
Huh?
Just do like each category, like do one category at a time. So like
Okay,
each
yeah.
person's favorite Digimon, so one person isn't just talking for extended sections.
Good,
Mhm.
good call. So yeah, Angel, favorite Digimon from the first season. Our war game could be included. So
Good question, honestly. I gotta give it to Tentomon, the Tentomon line.
okay,
Might just be Tentomon specifically, because I really
Wow.
like Koshiro.
not, yeah, no, we could do I'll separate favorite Digimon and favorite character. I think that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Fair.
So I honestly was not expecting you to go for the Tentomon. That is
He's
Huh.
a funny guy.
all right.
He is a funny guy.
Are we talking like design or the actual character? Because if it's design, I have a different answer from which Digimon I enjoyed as like a presence in the show specifically.
It can go either way, honestly. Like just say which one you're talking about, I guess, or do both.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Yeah, okay, well, in terms of design, I'm very basic, very boring. The Agumon line specifically for WarGames. I'm sorry, it's just the coolest guy of the roster. It's not even close. In terms of character, honestly, kind of last minute out of nowhere, I might add to Gabumon.
Oh shit.
Gabumon, like, especially near all the, like, I think, like, because I think a lot of the Yamato stuff near the end was a bit rushed and a bit, like, a lot of the characters kind of talking the point at you, like, the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But genuinely, like, I feel like Gabumon's inclusion and what Gabumon had to say in those episodes really made it work regardless of that, and like he really shined in those things in a way that like I don't think any of the other Digimon really did.
Fair enough.
Fuck her in the TCG though. Fuck him for that one.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Yeah, fuck, dude.
All right, Momo.
I think I will since I'm sorry, I'm gonna have two answers as well.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Like there's one I know I'm almost certain you're going to say, so I won't say it. So I will say Agumon.
Yeah,
I just Agumon's just delightful.
Yeah.
I guess like he doesn't really influence Taichi the way fucking like Gabumon does, or like Gomamon with Joe or whatever. But he's just I just love his voice. I just whenever he's the focus of a scene, he's just adorable.
I gotta say, between like how Adventure Reboot and then the TCG honestly made me a little sick of Agumon, rewatching the show like really re-endeared me back to him.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes the Pikachu is the Pikachu for a reason.
Yeah.
So sometimes sometimes they're just actually good.
And the other one is like, okay, like this is just one of my favorite Digimon in general. So yay, I was excited to finally get to this Diablomon. He's just really fucking cool.
He is. He's so cool. He's so fucking cool, dude.
Now I wonder what these last two answers are going to be. Very
I
unpredictable here.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you guys could think either mine or Leon's would be set in stone from the get-go.
I look at Leon's Fugi.
What about me?
Actually,
Oh, you didn't give yourself a Palmon.
my favorite Digimon is actually Animalakarimon, so...
Yeah,
All right.
sure, okay.
Sure.
Shut the fuck up.
I miss him.
I miss him. Anyways, yeah, it's Gomamon.
I can't believe it.
I
You could have
can.
possibly predicted.
Anyways, my favorite character is Koshiro.
What?
Even though...
That's a different
We'll do that
category that we're
later.
doing later, dumbass.
Oh, yeah, I heard character earlier.
Nice.
Okay, never mind.
Well, they were saying because they had two different Digimon. They had a favorite Digimon for design and a favorite Digimon as far as like their actual character in the show.
See, I misunderstood that one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I called you a dumbass. That was just kind of like reflex at this point. Yeah, so Gomamon, just straight up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Why else do I have a mostly full rarity Gomamon deck?
You know what? Fair enough. Now, this might come as a shock to all of you.
Yeah.
My favorite Digimon is the Palmon line. I know, unexpected. Specifically, Lilymon is like my favorite Digimon, you know, of all time in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I sent you that card.
Yeah, God, I love those fucking cards. Thank you for that, by the way.
They're so cool.
They're so cool. And then also even character-wise, I think I adore Palmon. Like I adore the whole line. I think
so silly.
I think she's so funny.
She's
Bad
pretty funny.
taste.
Bad taste. I am your Digimon after all. Just so wonderful. I love her. I love her gravelly voice. I love her fucking big dumb goofy grin. It's so much fun.
I still think about that frame I got where it's like, I think it's like she's hiding in like a baby carriage.
Yeah.
And then she like pokes her head out, and then Sora just smiles back at her.
I'm baby.
Me when I'm baby.
Oh God. Okay, so we'll keep it consistent. Angel, favorite character, like overall. This can also be a Digimon, like if you want it to be, but like just overall favorite character.
I'll be Koshiro.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, he's a fan
just-
favorite.
He's a polite little guy, and everybody would be dead without him.
True.
Yeah.
On several occasions, yes.
Like in our war game, he feels more like the co-protagonist than Yamato does.
Oh, he
It is.
absolutely is. He has a way more screen time too. Like,
Yeah, it's really funny.
He really-
They should have an Omegamon form that has fucking Kabuterimon shit.
Fucking yeah. No, you know what? All the kids should get some kind of Jogress. We should have a Hercules and
True. Hercules Omegabon would go hard.
what would the other one even be? I mean, they'd probably throw him with Joe, so it'd be like a Hercules fucking Vikemon thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though.
It would be cool. Talking myself into
actually,
it as I'm
considering that. Well, actually, wouldn't it be fucking Mimi and Joe since they're fucking chilling together for like the entire final arc of Digimon?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Character dynamics is something I wanted to talk about because there's some interesting things that happened after this show that like are bizarre to me in retrospect. But Bridget, go.
I'm going to keep up my streak of being really boring. It's Taichi. I genuinely forgot how like actually layered of a character Taichi was in the show.
It's easy to forget given current material.
It's crazy. Like he has a lot going on like at all times, and
Yeah.
it's like not like the growth you see from him from start to finish is like really
It's pretty
great.
good. Hey,
Yeah,
are we allowed to talk about character I don't like?
Well, we're gonna get to it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's two sides to every coin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just Taichi's like genuinely an incredible protagonist. I think still, besides Takato, I think he's still my favorite protagonist in the franchise.
Totally fair.
I already know I'm gonna be a Marcus head when I get to Saber.
Yeah, you will. You
God,
will.
Yeah.
will.
I might just watch that on my own. So, because we're not gonna get to that for like 3 to 4 fucking years.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not gonna take that long because it's only the 5th season. Like we're doing a bunch of stuff in between seasons 2 and 3, but that'll go a lot faster. Like it'll be at most 2 years before we're at Sabers. It won't be that long.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably still get around to it before that, but
Momo,
I would have probably said Taichi as well, but I'll say a different one.
you don't have to.
But
It's fine.
I don't know. I was like, no, because Bridget already said it. But I'm gonna say Joe,
Okay.
because early on it feels like they lean a bit too hard into he just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
like, especially
agreed.
especially when we get into like the second half, they like especially all the stuff about like him trying to like decide on what he wants to do and like just becoming a lot more confident and like being able to reach out to people. I think is really really good and interesting,
Yeah.
and he's got a fun dynamic with Gomon.
He does.
True.
yeah.
Always here for compliments of Gomamon. You guys know this.
Leon.
We already know my answer, but it's Koshiro, and probably not for the same reasons that it's Angel's favorite character. I just think he's funny that he's just like very autistic.
It is. That's also part of why I like him.
Yeah, he's one of the like.
He's just like me.
Yeah, like
For real.
this is more like a modern thing, but I do feel like this character's autistic gets thrown around quite a bit, especially recently. Like in recent memory, in like
For
recent media, people constantly fucking throw that around. Koshiro feels like one of the
yeah.
examples that's just like, objectively he is.
Yeah.
Like there is literally no argument about this. There's an entire episode about him having difficulties understanding and communicating emotionally with people.
Yeah.
So, you know me.
Oh
big,
wow.
big Takaru head.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, my answer is it's fucking Mimi. Of course, it's fucking Mimi. What
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like, I did not. This was not the case when I started this rewatch. I had always remembered that Mimi was like, because like I love Lilymon, but I was like, yeah, Mimi was fine. Like I always thought she got a little too much hate, but I was just like, she's not like my favorite character or anything. No, I think she's hilarious. I think she's wonderful. I think it's really fun to watch her go from this incredibly spoiled brat with like, who's just really unhappy to be there constantly, to someone who is just very, very openly, caring about
Very empathetic.
yes, in like unbelievably empathetic. Like she probably cares more about like the Digimon that aren't the partners than anyone else. Like just her immediate dropping everything to be like, no, we're helping Ogremon. Like, we are going to help him get better. It's like, I love that. I love she gets over, like, her hatred of the Numamon. It's like, God, she's so great. I fucking love her character and her arc. People are stupid. They're fucking morons. Anyway. So, I would ask everyone what their favorite arc was, but we're all gonna have the same answer, and it's the Vandemon.
Yeah,
so I'm not even gonna bother.
That's Vandemon. Yeah, like, it's just not close.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally not even close. I don't think anyone would ever say anything else. So I'm not even gonna bother. Favorite villain, we'd also probably all say Vandemon. I might say Edamon because I think he's really funny. But
You know
really
what?
fucking funny.
Despite like, okay, this is more just because I'm surprised how much I liked him on the because I forgot about all this stuff, and like, even if it is, a lot of it just kind of gets unresolved and there's not much done with it. I really like Pinocchimon.
He's pretty good.
Pinocchimon
I'm gonna
was
say
up there for me.
Machine because I'm mad about how he got treated.
It's really funny
Justice
how
for my boy.
it's really fucking funny how he is the only Dark Master who has remained relevant in Digimon shit after Adventure.
Although that was through no help of the show, though.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. I would argue that I think in like the bit he get with him, he is a really good villain. They just only give him 2 episodes to be a good villain
And
in.
a shit fight.
Yeah.
It's not even. Don't call it a fight.
Don't call it a fight.
It's a one shot.
It's
Fuck you, Draymond Killers.
All my homies hate Draymond Killers.
That's why we were all so happy when they got destroyed during this movie, because it was one of the cool sequences in it.
It's kind of cooler when he just punches a dude out, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't forget the Digizoid Chrome Armor or whatever.
Chrome Digizoid.
Chrome Digizoid.
Gundanium, whatever.
Who cares? fucking unobtainium, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh god. So I guess we'll do. Least favorite's probably the best way to wrap it up. Like, least favorite character in general, because least favorite Digimon, like, that's probably just gonna be like, this guy's gross. I don't like him. So yeah. So just like least favorite character. This can be a Digimon if you want it to be, but so we'll start with Angel.
So the favorite character?
Least favorite, yeah.
So Sora's kind of a nothing burger for like the entire show.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we're all gonna have the same answer for this one.
But also, Matt was starting to piss me off at the end.
Really?
I did not particularly care for his arc or how it was resolved much.
Okay.
Like, I don't hate him or anything, but he was getting a little annoying. And I really want to like Sora, but she just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the show. The problem is, I also want to like Sora. I wish the show agreed with me.
Yeah, like, she's pretty, like, she's all of her all the tropes that went into her are things I like and should like, but they don't do anything with her past the first arc where she helps everyone.
I I do like the bit at the start where she becomes friends with Biomon, and then this thing where she like splits from the group and she's helping them in hiding, and then she stops doing anything.
Yeah. Like, that's really good. I like that she knows Taichi, and she is kind of active as a second in command when they play soccer. And I wish they did more of that, but it becomes the Taichi and Matt and Yamato show. So
I think the worst part is, like, they almost make her like a second in command style thing in the Dark Master arc, where like she's constantly just like, Taichi, like, this is probably the right choice here, like, you understand that, right? But she never fucking says anything, so it just, nothing happened.
Bridget, a lot of wasted potential. I'm really sad about it.
Yeah. Bridget, how's your least favorite character looking? You said also Sora.
No.
It's gonna be the same answer for everyone.
Sora has a lot of wasted potential, but like, in terms of I want to have a different answer. You know what? I'm gonna say one. My least favorite character, and this is irreversible of any future consequences this motherfucker had. I'm gonna say Apocalypse. What a actually just terrible final villain. The show genuinely, I think, would have been better if they didn't include Apocalypse. I think it would have been a stronger note if they went out on PAmon.
Probably. there's some really interesting like philosophical stuff with the Diablomon, but then they just brush it
But
aside.
then they just kill him,
Yeah.
so it's like,
they just kill
what's
him.
the
Yeah,
point?
because it's like, do we like. Do we like discarded data for evolution not deserve to live? And then they kill him. So again, the answer is just guess not. It's like an interesting philosophical question doesn't mean shit if you don't actually intend on doing anything with it.
Yeah.
You're just giving me an idea.
Genuinely, he should have been a movie villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Momo.
This is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I'm not gonna say like honestly. Okay, just to be blunt with you, my actual answer is fucking Sora. But you know what? I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put out too. I'm gonna say Piemon. He was a lot lamer than I remember him being.
Damn.
I can't even really blame you for that one. I'm not gonna lie.
But the actual answer is Sora. I just set for the sake of saying something different.
Yeah, I gotcha.
There's not really much in the show that inspires just to, oh, you just fucked that up.
Leon?
Wait.
Words, sorry. Again, yeah, the whole Sora issue, but for me, it's all of like the weird ass creepy Digimon that try to hit on Mimi.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a really valid answer. It's a pretty bad bit. It's a really bad bit.
Like, I know, oh no, the new Mimon, but like, come on.
Yeah. No, you're super valid, actually.
Come on. Get it together, guys.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, every single answer I could possibly have has been stolen. Wasn't expecting Leon to snipe me at last second there.
There's one that I was like expecting you to have ready over even Sora.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Sora's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I considered, like, she's not really even a character, but yeah, no,
It's also like, Sora's mom doesn't really, like, it's kind of just the later stuff that really makes it bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I think even in the context of the show, it sucks,
I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess what I mean is, like, oh, the end result is she did just give up soccer, so no, fuck her.
Yeah.
Because, like, the show wraps up as if they're going to come to an understanding and she'll be able to
But
do
they
both.
don't.
But they don't. And, like, future material makes Sora's mom out to be so bad. Like, honestly, one of the most despicable people in the entire franchise. But even just in the show, I really dislike her. Like, I dislike the way she's portrayed. I dislike the way the arc shakes out because they never have a real conversation. They talk about each other to other people, and like, it's just like, oh, she really loves you. She was just trying to look out for you, and it's like nothing.
Like the problem was never whether she loved you or not.
Yeah, it's the fact that she's trying to make you give up this thing you enjoy to run the family business, and seemingly is not budging on the issue. Like, just gross, makes me feel icky. I don't like it. Something that always bothers me is when like something like this will kind of just pretend an issue that they brought up was never actually an issue when it very clearly was. And like the way they handle Sora's mom feels that way, because like they just act like, oh yeah, it was never actually an issue. Like what she was doing wasn't that bad. It was fine. And it's just like, no. It was definitely a problem. Like, you can't just whatever. It's the same thing with like the Diablomon, where it's like they bring up this interesting philosophical discussion and it's just like, no, he's dead. Fuck everything we said before this. Gone. Don't worry about it, kids.
Yeah.
Ugh. Bad taste in my mouth with that.
I guess you could say Genai sucks, but it's just at a certain point it just becomes really fucking funny how genuinely
I don't have any personal, like, I
think he's funny.
Genai never bothers me, really.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's
he doesn't.
Like, it's funny to talk about how useless he is, but it's never like, it never actively feels like it's to the detriment of the show.
Yeah, he was always. I mean, like, Genai's a really funny case because it's like, every
I do
time
just-
he shows up, it's just like, oops.
It's
We
it
have-
does legit feel like they did. I do. It does. The part of me does feel like they did not intend for him to come off this useless.
Yes. It's like every time he shows up, it really feels like they were just like, oops, we have more episodes than we thought we were going to get. We gotta have Genai show up and introduce something.
Yeah.
We're not gonna point out the fact that he should have told them about this stuff earlier. It's fine, don't worry about it. So he just comes off as this completely fucking useless old man.
He's really
is-
funny though. You
which-
gotta
yeah.
understand.
It's so funny. Like, even in context, I think Genai is like genuinely very funny. How utterly useless he is. I don't necessarily think that was their intention with him, but like, God, it's funny how bad he is as like the mentor character.
Yeah.
Sucks so bad. But unless anyone has any other categories they would like to submit, I think that was really all I could think of.
Oh, actually, can I put in a second entry for favorite character?
Sure.
Joe's brother.
You know what? Yeah, no, that's fair.
He's really good. He's really good, and like, see, my favorite thing about him is that when Joe's having his big flashback, he doesn't think about his parents at all. He just thinks about his brother, who's been
Yeah.
on screen for like a minute.
His brother who walked in was like, you know, you can just do what you want to do, right? And then
No, he didn't even walk in. He fucking opened up a closet and went, "Hey, I've been living here for a while. What's up? What's going on outside?"
oh, that's actually a good suggestion.
Funniest fucking guy.
A favorite episode, like specific episode.
Oh
that-
God.
Do you
Okay,
really
okay,
have to
okay,
ask?
okay,
ask?
okay. Wait. Extra challenge. You can't say the Mamoru Hosoda episode.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. To be fair, see, Hex immediately 21. No, we're not allowed to. We're not allowed to say that was an episode.
21.
Favorite episode, barring 21, the Hosoda episode. Angel.
That's
I
a
know my
good
answer.
one. I'm trying to remember. It's so definitely something during the Vandemon arc.
I mean, you don't need a specific like episode number. I'm not gonna worry that much about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the episode where Koshiro is just on his own trying to get shit done
Oh yeah,
during the Vandemon arc? Really like that episode.
Yeah.
Because all the shit with Koshiro's whole deal with between him and his parents, really fucking good. Really, like genuinely shocking they put that in a kids show.
Yes.
Super good.
Yeah, but was not expecting
Yeah.
something like, your parents died and also we lost our child.
Yeah.
Very, very like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That
And like
it's
the
a
whole
lot.
thing about, like the whole thing about his parents worrying about whether or not he actually loves them because he's always seemed kind of distant.
Mhm.
Really good, really good shit. Fucking love Koshiro.
Bridget, I think we have the same answer, but go ahead and say yours.
Yeah, so since we have the same answer, which is like my default would be Pumpmon and Gotsumon episode.
Yep, episode 33.
But since that's also going to be yours, and I know you're going to want to talk about it, I'm going to throw out a
Right.
wild card here. I'm going to throw out a wild one here and actually not pick an episode from the Vandemon arc.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say this episode also just kind of stuck with me as a kid, I think, because I had the VHS of it, but like it contributes to Taichi's arc. It's the episode during the Edamon arc where they
is it the-
train under Piximon after the Skull Greymon incident happens.
That's a good
And
episode.
And Taichi has to help his younger self like ride the bike.
Yeah.
Remember
And it's
when
him
we were-
like kind of like him trying to get over what happened there for that as a metaphor. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Remember how when we were recording for that episode, and who it was me and someone else. I forgot. I think it was me and Leon. We're both kind of like, this episode wasn't that good.
Yeah, I do
What?
remember that.
So
That
our
episode's fucking
our,
awesome.
our reasoning for it was like the Taichi stuff is really good, but it's like 5 minutes of the episode, and the rest of it kind of feels like filler.
Yeah, but it's funny though.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
all that matters.
I think it's one of the weaker episodes of the early series. I really like the Taichi stuff, but I don't think it carries it hard enough for me. I can understand why it would be someone's favorite, because the Taichi stuff is really fucking good. Momo.
You go first, because I was going to pick the Shibuya episode.
It's fine. Like it's fine. I have backups.
Let me see here.
You can do the Shibuya episode. Like I have backups.
Okay, fine. I'm picking that one. Because just like, there's just it's funny. You got the fucking Gatsumon and Pumpmon, fucking really. It's like, because they kind of, I feel like early on in the Vandemon stuff, they kind of make Vandemon look like a bit of a punk. But then, like, the second half, they really do a much better job of, like, oh no, this dude's fucking serious. This dude's, like, a serious threat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got, like, just, like, this, I think, like, probably, like, one of the highlights of, like, Yamato's whole arc. And then there's a cool fight in there, just so much of, just, like, nothing bad about that episode.
Yeah. Super solid episode. Gotsumon and Pumpmon are, like, just really fun characters. And their little dynamic and conversations with Takaru and Yamato are wonderful. Leon?
Unironically, I'm kind of partial to the I forget which episode it is, but it's where they go in the trap house. Not hold on, I shouldn't say it like that.
Hold on.
I shouldn't say it like that. No, but it's the house that like Devimon sets up, and there's all like the symbolism and like foreshadowing for Digimon. I really like that episode. It may not be like the best episode, but I like all the different foreshadowing there is, because it's like, isn't there like there's also like the extra bed, and then
yeah.
Agumon shitting.
No, okay, listen.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
It's funny. Yeah.
I believe that was episode 8.
Yeah, it's pretty early on.
It was really early on.
It's kind of crazy how many arcs they managed to fit into this show.
Yeah. So, the one I'm gonna go ahead and pick is actually also not from the Vandemon arc. In fact, it's from the Dark Masters arc. Despite the fact, despite the fact that Machine Dramon sucks, the first episode of Machine Dramon's arc is really, really fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. It's the one Hex picked out too.
Yes.
It's really fucking good.
I adore everything they do in that episode with like Taichi's trauma about Hikari. All that stuff is really, really good. It's just a really well-paced, well-done episode. I adore it.
Yeah.
The like back and forth between Mugendramon and Koshiro and that, where like they keep trying to outsmart each other, and Mugendramon just always feels like he's a step ahead of everyone.
And then when Koshiro actually does get a step ahead, he just says fuck it and goes for the nuclear option to just destroy everything. Really good episode.
Just, yes, full scorched earth of policy. It's awesome episode. Love that one.
Yeah, also I really like how it draws or sets up the parallels between why Yamato's so protective of Takaru and why Taichi is so protective of Hikari. Really nice stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. And someone else is just... yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna. There's one more. If you've got someone else to say, I'll just wait, because I just wanted to shout out one more episode.
No, I'm done talking about what I was talking about. So
okay, so it was just like my second favorite, very close, would be the Metal Greymon debut.
Yeah.
Just the bit where Taichi finally goes through the fence, and then just even that funny effect and all, the fight. I like the fight.
No, yeah. Really good.
Also Skull Greymon is pretty good.
I was about to say that was a runner.
That's where it feels like the show has really started to take off and find its footing.
If only for the bit we made about where was Skull Greymon during 9/11.
God damn it.
Bridget, since you weren't there, would you like to know why that just became the joke?
Why?
Do you know what's the name of Skull Greymon's signature move? It's Ground Zero.
Can we move on?
The same person also suggested like worst moment or worst episode. That could probably just be something we call out, like that doesn't require too much.
I have two episodes. I have two that are like burning, and unfortunately, they're both Dark Masters episodes.
That's fair. That's fair.
One is the episode that starts off with the really cool WarGames Metal Garurumon fight, but then devolves into lore explanations that don't even make sense if you think about them for like a minute.
Yeah.
That
See,
episode, I think it's really bad for me.
I'm on like 15 layers of headcanon, so I've gaslit myself into believing that's a good episode.
But my actual answer, one that I take more personal umbrage with, which is funny because the episode right before was just mentioned as a favorite episode candidate, and it's like a top 3 episode for me as well. My least favorite episode is the second episode of the Magendramon arc. Actually garbage, just a bad episode all around.
The one with Warumonzaimon.
Yes.
I would say that. Yes, I would also. I'm not gonna add anything because that's just. I have nothing else to pick. That's my least favorite episode.
It is just
so
bad.
Episode fucking blows.
It's like, see, the cherry on top for me, on top of everything you'll all say is it involves a Digimon I like, and they make him look like a stupid dickhead.
It's so that's fair. That's so fair. So like, yeah, like I imagine does anyone else have any particular like episodes they want to talk about? Because I have a joke I can make at the end here for this section.
Not really.
Not that I can think of.
So I actually have there's actually a whole list of my least favorite moments. There's 52 and a half of them. Would you believe it? They're exclusive to the dub, unfortunately. But if you watch all our previous episodes of the podcast, you can see my least favorite moments of the show. I very clearly point them out.
Lott's least favorite Digimon episode, the entire English version of Digimon Adventure.
Yeah.
We'll get to this.
Yeah.
I'm considering putting Digimon Adventure parenthetical dubbed in my media thread to really sell how much I fucking hate it. But since we're done with that part, Bridget, you wanted to talk about, all the stuff that you weren't in the podcast for yet. So that's pretty much everything up until late Vamdemon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's about where it's at. And again, I think if you guys have any like wrap up thoughts that you have about these arcs, I guess we can kind of bounce it off from what I say or something.
Yeah.
I think to start with the Devimon arc, it's fine. It's probably my least favorite of the 4 major or overall arcs. You can really tell that that's like this was meant to be a 12 episode toy commercial that just kind of I think what really like ends up selling that is that like I don't know how like if this was like almost by accident or something, but like it is like the characters end up feeling more real than you would expect out of that kind of show, even if the show around them really isn't anything that special, at least at the time. Like things like, you get to like the Shellmon or like the original Siege episode, and they're like very basic conflicts for this kind of show, but again, the characters end up really selling it. I think that arc gets a decent bit more interesting around like the second half when they get split up in the weird fuck house.
Yes, for sure.
That's when you get like the fucking shit with like Yamato and Taichi punching each other in the snow.
Yeah, and then there's like the bit with Yamato in the cave and when he really starts to bond with Gabumon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's when that arc really gets on. And like you gotta give it credit. That arc's finale with Devimon, kind of shocking for that kind of show.
Oh yeah.
Just looking at this like the bit with Angemon where he just like sacrifices himself and his like 8-year-old partner just has to watch his fucking like imagine a fucking at that point imagine a fucking episode of Pokemon where fucking I don't know Pidgeotto suicide bombs itself into an Onyx and Ash has to just bird die.
God.
Like, it was so shocking for that kind of show to be doing something like that. And I think moments like that really hold it up, but like overall, Devimon arc is like fine. It's okay. It sets up the show like well enough, but isn't anything too special. It's actually funny. I like the Enemon arc a lot.
Yes.
It's really good. Yeah.
That's
Love Edamon.
actually an arc that gets. I remember specifically around like early fandom, this arc getting a lot of shit. I think it's maybe my second favorite arc of the show.
I would probably agree with you, all things considered. I think the Edamon stuff is really strong.
I think Edamon as a villain, like that's another part why I don't hold the Devimon arc in that high regard, just because the Devimon himself is like a nothing burger of a fucking villain.
Yeah.
He's the
That bit where he-
strongest evil Digimon.
That bit where he possesses. That bit where he possesses Leomon's cool, but he just doesn't appear himself all that often.
Or have really any personality to speak of like
He's just,
whatsoever.
"Ooh, I'm evil."
But like the Edamon arc, like Edamon himself is a fantastic villain. Like I would argue like he sits up there with Damnamon for sure, like an overall arc villain. Always steals the show, but also credibly comes off as a threat at all times. The one criticism that I have heard pretty consistently throughout like talking with people about this show is that like ultimately like the quest to get the crests doesn't really like there's no character building or anything. They just go to a location and find a crest is like a lot of people's like issue of it. And I do think it's true that overall there's not a lot of overall cast development that happens in that arc. But I think it really works if you view that arc as primarily like a character arc for Taichi.
Yeah. Like yeah. I think like while we were doing the podcast, like I had this exact criticism of like I had forgotten like how little finding the crests themselves matters at all. They just show up. It's like
Yep.
maybe there's like maybe one or two where it feels like the episode built up to them earning it, and that's like I can't even say Taichi, kind of Taichi a little bit, but like Mimi, I guess, sort of.
Is that the fucking weird boat episode or something?
Yeah, it's the boat episode.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that episode, by the way.
Yeah, that episode sucks. That's my least favorite episode of the arc by a lot.
Same.
Kakato-Demon!
Yeah, that episode's not good. I liked it because it was a Mimi episode, but that episode's really bad. But yeah, just like especially like with Takeda, where it's like you turn like, oh hey look, it's my crest, and then like it's
they
like,
literally, as much as I like that episode, it's so fucking funny. Yamato and Koshiro just go down a well, and it's like, oh, both our crests are here conveniently. That's neat.
They were really trying to get that shit done.
But then again, like Taichi, like the Skull Greymon incident, the thing with him training under Piximon, all the things that happened with him in like the Datamon periods, and then that ending off with like the crescendo of getting Metal Greymon, and which then also kind of leads into the host of the episode. Like all that shit, I think is so good, and I think that plus Edamon like is such a consistent thread throughout the arc that the other issues don't bother me as much. And then Vamdamon's because obviously all the shit with Vamdamon in the real world, that's the best the show is. Just period. Like I like no holds barred. Like not even a question. That's the best shit. I'm actually, I don't know, this might be weird. I'm a little more mixed on this stuff before that than I think other people are.
On this rewatch, I became a lot less like hot on that stuff because like I had forgot because like Momo brought it up. Like they don't do a very good job of selling Vamdamon as a villain at the beginning.
Yeah,
of this
no,
arc.
I don't think
really
I
don't.
don't think the stuff with him really starts getting good until they're actually back in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. So there's some really good like the Yamato and Joe episode. I think is really good. I really like the Koshiro episode, but then there's other things like I actually think the Mimi episode is a bit of a dud just because it doesn't feel like it leads to anything.
Which one was the Mimi episode?
That was the
Shogun
yeah.
Gekomon
Oh, I fucking hate that episode.
So, yeah, I also hate that episode a little bit. I was informed by a kind person in the comments. The novelization of Adventure fixes my issue with that episode because
No kidding.
in the novelization, Lilymon appears at the end of that,
Yeah,
as it should have been.
so
That's crazy.
you have that episode, which I think is a big dud. The initial episode with Takaru is just like whatever. I really hate the Sora subplot in that bit like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's kind
It doesn't make sense. It's such bad character building. I like there's so many issues with that, and then yeah, they don't really sell Vamdemon as a villain well like at all during that bit. But then again, yeah, once they hit once they get into the real world, like all of that shit's great. So they really fix themselves up, but I do think that arc has a weaker start than some might say. And I mean, I was there for Dark Master, so
yeah.
Actually a bit lower on that arc than I used to be. High highs, but oh my god, the lows of that arc.
See, the worst part is I don't even think the lows are like horrible. It's just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the only thing I would consider horrible is like the shoved in the thing you jumped through a bunch of mental hoops by your own admission to think is actually Kino. It's like,
Yeah.
I remember because I remember going through that episode. Well, we were all there for that, and you could just watch the podcast for it. And I was just being like, this shit sucks. I can't believe I forgot how bad this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, yeah.
But yeah, again, like if they just made the what's the word? If they just explained a little bit more on what the fuck is Genai's deal and shit, and how did what happened to the Dark Masters between them, between all that stuff. I don't know. I think it could be pretty good if they just actually explain that.
That would have been great.
Mm-hmm. Sure would have.
All right. Does anyone have any final thoughts they want to say before I get up on my soapbox?
Yeah, let's do like a round of closing thoughts on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same order as always. So, like, Angel, any specific closing thoughts you want to get out there?
Let me think. I do, but can you put me last? I gotta close this off on something.
Yeah, you're good.
And look for something.
Okay,
real quick.
that's fair. I guess I'll go then.
Yeah.
This has not been my first fucking rodeo of this show. I have rewatched this show periodically since I first watched it when I was 5-6 years old, around that age. The show definitely has issues. It's very uneven in a lot of parts. I think any attempt of it introducing or like making up lore just isn't good because the show is clearly being written as they were like getting more episodes than we were expecting constantly, so they just had to make shit up and it doesn't fit. But like this still is, despite the fact that I've seen almost every Digimon show, this still ranks like probably top 3 for me, if only because like this is I guess personal thing, this is still some of the most like real shit they do with their characters in like the entire franchise.
Yeah. No, 100%.
To sound potentially like a boomer, I feel like post Tamers, I want to say, like Digimon starts kind of leaning into a lot more tropey characters for these kinds of shows. Whereas like I feel like the adventure cast, like these feel like real
Pretty
kids.
well-rounded. Yeah,
very well-rounded. Because like you have someone like Taichi who on glance seems like a very typical hothead shonen protagonist, but then like they really delve into like how he had to take a lot of responsibility early on, did a lot of really stupid shit as a kid that he like still regrets like now. You have someone like Koshiro who's like, oh, that's the typical computer geek, but then you find out he found out about something like relating to his parents, and he's kind of he became like a shut off or secluded himself as a result and got really into computer shit. And like every single character has like, besides Sora arguably, has like those kinds of wrinkles that really kind of elevate them from just being like children's anime characters to like, no, these feel like a group of real ass kids that you are like following through, and that alone, despite all the show's other flaws, still makes it like one of the best Digimon shows in my opinion.
Yeah. Momo, got anything to say?
Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never actually watched the show in Japanese before. I watched when I was younger. I watched it like dubbed.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And it's always been something like, yeah, I like that show. And I was always planning to like do a big rewatch. Actually, the first time I was planning to do a big rewatch was when Try was coming out, and then I heard Try was bad, so I was like, yeah, never mind. But no, it's like there's just a lot of stuff here that was like, honestly, for the most part, just like the show was better than I remember it being. Even though I remember it being, yeah, it was pretty good. Like just like especially like characters like Taichi, I'm like, no, I'm surprised by how good you are.
Yeah.
And just like again, all the fucking details, especially some where it's like, okay, especially because like there's a good chance like any kid watching this has experienced something similar to that. Like, okay, like maybe they're like their parents are going through a divorce, or like they're adopted, or like the fucking
they might have to take care of
like their parents, or like they hurt a family member and they're not sure how to
have some stuff going
that.
on with their siblings or something.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of because it's not only is it like real, it's like this very like wide range of like problems, so it makes all these characters feel like really relatable too. Yeah, like even like at its worst, like the Dark Master stuff, which even then I think I'm a lot less meaner to it than you guys are.
So I don't even dislike it. I think it's pretty good.
I like most of the stuff in it. I just
Yeah.
the stuff I dislike, I really dislike is the problem.
But
Like I think it has some of the best character writing in the series.
Yeah,
or in the
sure.
show at least. Yeah. Because that's where Taichi really starts to fall into his role as a leader.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but like just not so. I guess there's not much more to say. Just it was a really good show.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that's Leon. Oh, is he away? He might be.
I forgot I was muted.
Oh,
Okay.
It's got the oomfies and the blorpos. What else could you need?
Okay.
You know what? Keeping it simple. I respect it. Did you have any other actual thoughts, or you're just gonna call it there?
I like this show.
Okay, yeah. Right. So this is your first time. Have you finished watching it all the way through?
Me?
Yeah. I forget if you had finished watching it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched it and then I watched O2.
Okay, because I look, I don't remember because you and Angel were like not 100%. Whatever. Because Angel hadn't.
I
finished
just
the
haven't.
first
I haven't
season.
watched anything past like all of Adventure, essentially.
Okay, so yeah, you'll still be fresh on
Many
hell,
of this,
the hell that
much
follows.
of this.
Angel, are you ready, or do you want me to go?
I am. So okay, so first things first, there was a thing about our war game that I forgot to talk about.
Okay.
It's like my only criticism of it is that I am kind of annoyed that like most of the kids don't actually do anything aside from the main four. And this wouldn't be an issue. This isn't really an issue for me because I think if they tried to get that many characters moments, it would be a worse movie and would really fuck up the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm just a little sad because I've grown to really like all these characters, so not getting to see them in this super high budget movie.
This is how I feel about Kizuna.
Yeah, I do think it was, at least for our war game, kind of part of the point that their lives were moving on and it just wasn't like it's that kind of bittersweetness. I think was absolutely like an intended thing, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but it's almost always the same handful of characters that get to show this extended adventure stuff.
Yeah,
and again,
it is never not Joe, Mimi, Sora, and some other ones.
And again, like this is only a criticism because I know how bad it gets for these characters
Yeah.
later on. Like, I would not, if I had only seen this and knew nothing about the rest of the series, I'd be like, oh, it's a little annoying, but this is still a good ass movie, and that's not actually a detriment to it.
Yeah.
But knowing that this trend of Mimi,
To be-
Sora, Joe,
to be-
and Hikari just gonna get ignored is kind of sucks.
To be fair, how was Hostess supposed to know that they were gonna do that shitty game with
Yeah, I know.
Adventure for Nostalgia 15 years later?
I know. It's just man. And also, okay, so last thing, if I may direct your attention to the image dump in the server.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So you know how you two have been giving me shit since we started the fucking podcast about how I like.
No!
Greymon
Where did you
more
find
than
this?
Greymon.
Lot?
Lot.
How did you find this?
No, I get it. I'm surrounded by enemies. It's fine. I'll fight this fight
Wait,
on my
hold
own.
on,
now.
hold on. No. Angel, what is the context for this? What is the context for this? You can't just no, fuck you. I know what the context for this is. This is specifically talking about the TCG, you piece of shit. I know that's what this is.
That is still incorrect. Fuck you.
Yeah, you're still wrong.
I'm not even putting up on screen. None of you get to see this. I'm not being outed like this on my own show.
For the viewers watching, it's a Discord message of Lot saying, "Shine Greymon is based and War Greymon is cringe. These are facts."
For the
Enemies-
record, this is not the only one we have.
What the fuck do you mean?
Hold on.
It's the only one?
Enemies all around me. I get it.
World's #1 Shine Greymon enjoyer.
This is the TCG. This is specifically the TCG.
You didn't even
This
like
is-
that deck. You were shooting
That
far in
this
advance.
is so tragic. You fucking
didn't-
like, and
I
you
know.
bought-
Didn't even fucking play the
You
deck.
bought like 5 cards for it, then gave up immediately.
Because I was just like, because I played it once in testing, and then I bought the cards for it, and then like as the format kept progressing, I was like, oh, I don't actually really like playing this deck, huh? It was a tragedy. It was truly a tragedy. These are outdated. This is fucking fake.
Sure, buddy.
So, Lon, what you think of Digimon Adventure? And also, what do you think of War Greymon? You think he's cringe?
You motherfuckers. I hate all of you.
Aren't you so glad you decided to host a podcast?
I can't stand you motherfuckers. In my own home.
We're in New
Ugh.
York now?
Anyway, Adventure is I actually think Adventure is better than I remember it, because it's been a couple years since I did a proper rewatch of Adventure, and I definitely enjoyed it more this time around than I remember enjoying it in the past. Because like before I was like, yeah, Adventure's good, but like it was one of those things where I was like, people like Adventure a little too much. I was very much in the whole it has the Pokemon problem where like people really people need to shut the fuck up about the old stuff and already. But
yeah,
there are reasons for it. Adventure is really, really good. I would probably also put it at my third favorite series at this point. I might like it more than Savers, but it's kind of up in the air. I'm a huge Ghost Game head. Like I know for a fact I'm gonna be the one who's enjoying the Ghost Game the most. I love Ghost Game despite knowing it has many issues.
We need that summer movie so bad.
Oh god, we do.
It's a bit late for that, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, they've just let Ghost Game to rot. But I love Ghost Game, so it's my favorite. My second favorite is probably Tamers, and then Adventure is there in third. It's like neck and neck with Savers. We'll see once we actually go through Savers again. Yep, I love this series. I adore it. I don't think I particularly dislike any piece of Digimon media.
Aside from,
aside from the obvious.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
so I've been doing this thing for all of you who are here and have probably been watching the podcast. I was doing this little experiment called the Dub Zone during each episode where I've been watching the sub and the dub alongside each other. It is shocking how bad the dub for Digimon Adventure actually is. Like I am like no like I'm kind of going into like full blown because like I exaggerate and like I speak in hyperbole a lot. Like people who know me know this. I intentionally kind of like overstate things, I think, to get a reaction out of people because I think it's fun. I am dead serious when I say I think the Digimon dub might be one of the worst dubs ever made, like in history, like actual ever. It's misogynistic. It is racist. It has a blatant disrespect for the source material it is being based off of. Saban clearly did not care about this in any way, shape, or form. It is so insultingly bad as a fan of the series watching these side by side. I
get the sense that like this was very blatantly like Saban's like rival company at the time was 4Kids, and 4Kids like they had Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
this was we need something.
Saban very clearly like quickly grabbed this to try to have their own Pokemon, and then the source material doesn't fit that format, so they tried desperately to make it fit in that kind of format and that kind of like that kind of dub.
Mm-hmm.
And because the show is, to be frank, a little more substantial than the early Pokemon seasons were in a lot of aspects, it just comes off even more disrespectful than the dub of those like of that show did.
Yeah. It's like there's like the dub hates Mimi counter was like it was a joke. But as the series kept going, it became more and more obvious that it was like, oh no, these writers actually might just like legitimately hate women. Like they might actually just be shitty people and really, really hate teenage girls because, you know, it's a bunch of fucking grown-ass men in the late 90s and early aughts where making fun of teenage girls for being teenage girls was like a thing that, I mean, that lasted all the way through current time.
Yeah.
But like it was so blatant, just like, oh, this is the typical girl character. So obviously she has to be this hyper inflated version of this like spoiled brat, like princess like character, to the point where like they seemingly based her entire dub personality off specifically the Shogun Gekkomon episode, and then went even further than that, where like she is constantly complaining, she is constantly bitching, she is constantly saying how she would rather go shopping, or that she loves pink, or the accessories, when none of that shit is in the original version of the show at all. It's literally not there.
And it's also just a running bit that no one around her likes her.
Yeah. Like everyone hates her. It's like, and they express constantly how much they actually dislike this girl and think she's vain and annoying and stupid. And it's like, to the point where it's like, I genuinely understand why a lot of people say Mimi is their least favorite character from Adventure, because like the dub makes her the worst character by far. Like Sora still doesn't get anything, but Sora didn't have enough for them to ruin. Like she doesn't have enough dialogue and lines for them to be shitty with, for them to totally ruin Sora as a character. Hikari too. She comes in too late, and because she's like very quiet and kind of reserved to herself anyway, they don't have enough time to like make her shitty and annoying and like impossible to deal with. It genuinely boggles the mind how much they just completely changed Mimi's character. In specifically the dub. She gets it by far the worst. Every character gets pieces of their like arc and development stripped out completely. I think the other worst case is Yamato. Like he gets a lot of stuff taken out that should not have been taken out. But holy shit, the way they treat this girl, it is insane. Like actually insane. And it's so frustrating to have to like watch this back to back. Oh my god. And then of course there's the unfortunate racism aspect where because like things can't be in Japan. It's an American dub, so they cannot be in Japan. They cannot use Japanese names for anything, except they fucking give up on that at the beginning of the Vandemon arc, because Hikari Gaoka is too hard for kids to say. So they change that to Heightened View Terrace, but then they immediately give up. And every other name is kept Japanese. They talk about Odaiba.
Really,
they talk about like Naruku. Like they talk about all these places. It's like it's pathetic almost. Like they change all their names because Taichi Yagami is too hard, so it's just Tai. Mimi is a normal English name, so we can keep that one. Sora, easy for kids to say, we can leave it. Thank God Joe is just an English name, even though he's not spelling it the English way. Like Koshiro Izumi, oh Izzy, that's good enough. Takaru, TK. like Yamato, Matt's in there. It's like I know this is people praise that. Yeah, like I know people praise the dub. People who praise the dub are fucking idiots. Like genuinely, I think you're stupid if you do that. Like I think you are. I'm gonna be nice. I am not going to call people who think the dub is good racists. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go that. I'm not going to go that far.
I would not sign off on that. No.
I'm not going to go that far. I think you're an idiot, but I think you're probably a well-meaning idiot who just kind of like doesn't get it, or like hasn't had the experience of watching them back to back and really understanding what they did to like this show and like changing all these aspects. Like, yeah, I get it. Like taking the calm, quiet moments and inserting nonstop dialogue and jokes that ruin the mood. If you've only seen the dub, sure, you might think it's funny. Like, the jokes typically aren't really that funny, but they might be to a kid. Like, I understand a lot of people who go to bat for the dub are probably, like, fans of when they were younger. Like, they saw this when they were kids, they thought it was really funny and fun, it was a fun little adventure show. And, like, as adults, they don't go back and rewatch things. Like, that's not... Normal people don't go back and rewatch series over and over again. That's not really things I think most normal people do, because they, have lives and jobs and things. And they're not hyper fixated on a franchise like the five of us are. So it's like, when you go back and look at these things as an adult and like really assess them and analyze them more critically, you start to see these like, wow, the people who did this dub were awful, terrible people. And like legitimately probably just a bunch of racists. Cause like, oh God, I don't want to, cause like I'm like actually starting to get heated, like genuinely, and I don't want to get that way during the end of the podcast. So I'm gonna kind of, step away from the dub was good when my parents were still together. Fuck. God damn it.
The only thing I want to add is just the thing I pointed out during the final episode is like,
yes,
that you can you can sum it all up with just that one line they changed for Apocalypse, where he goes, "Why am I laughing? I'm supposed to be depressed."
Yeah.
Just like they don't care. They do not fucking care.
they do not give a shit about the source material or what it is trying to say in any way, shape, or form. And I think the worst part is some parts are left untouched. Koshiro's entire, his parents died and his adoptive parents lost their son. Like, that part is kept in. They don't change that.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I think that's, because despite how bad this dub is, the things that we praise about that show, I think are actually things people who watch the dub also praise about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's literally just they got so lazy that accidentally the parts that resonated with people stayed in.
Yeah. It's like early on, I think the dub early on is like, whoa, it is like so much worse early on. Because I think they don't even mention the fact that Yamato and Takaru's parents are divorced until the Vandemon arc in the dub.
Yeah.
Which is something established really early in the show, like episode 3.
Yeah.
And
or at least alluded to.
Yeah. And the dub just pretends that aspect does not exist. And there's several character changes that come to bite them in the ass later that they just ignore. And as the dub progressed, I think they kind of realized that, oh shit, we can't really change these things because the show won't make sense anymore if we do. So we have to begrudgingly keep them, but add jokes in on top.
Also, you get this thing where clearly they are not watching, they clearly did not look through the storyline for the entire show. So the dub script is clearly just making shit up that is just wrong.
It genuinely almost feels like they're doing that shit live at times.
Yeah.
Yes, no, they clearly are. They're clearly just going at it by batch of episodes.
Let me quickly check this because I have the wiki page open because I had a funny little fact to say here. Yeah, so the Digimon Adventure, the airing of this event started on March 7th, 1999, and the English air date started on 14th of August 1999, which was let me just check here, when the Diablomon arc had just started. So to have any level of fairness to them, the show wasn't even halfway done by the time they started.
No, man.
The main issue is like there will be things in the dub where 2 episodes later a line they threw in as the dub was like incorrect and they had to quickly backpedal on. Like
that shit's inexcusable.
Yeah, Mimi being bad at singing is like whatever, because that's way later that comes up, that she's actually like got an incredible voice and it's really important for the show itself. Like, so I can understand them having accidentally forgot that part. That episode would have aired by the time they were doing it, because like they would have been around 30 episodes in. No, maybe like 25. Maybe it wouldn't have aired in that case. But still, there's like so many things where like they clearly were not watching ahead at all. They were just writing the script as they were watching the episode. Anytime they saw like atmospheric like still shots where no one was talking, they would be like, "Oh, cool, we have an opportunity to throw in some humor," with heavy air quotes here. Like sometimes the jokes were funny. Like they had like a 40% hit rate, but unfortunately most of the time it just kills the mood of like what the show is trying to do. Like again, it's just disrespect of the source material. They either didn't get it, which I refuse to believe, or they just didn't care, which is the more likely explanation. God, it is so frustrating to like sit here and fucking watch them back to back. Okay. I think I'm done.
You forgot to mention one thing.
Oh,
what
was that?
The fucking insert songs.
Oh, the soundtrack. Oh my god.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon.
Hey.
Monster friends to the boys and
To
girls.
the boys and girls, hey Digimon, hey Digimon. Champions of the digital world.
Yeah, they butchered the soundtrack. I mean, that like I'm not even gonna fault them for that. That's par for the course for dubs until like
that was
the
just the
insert songs,
accepted climate.
like, yeah.
Like the insert songs, like the songs they made, I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I at least get like maybe you couldn't get the rights for the openings and stuff like that. That I kind of get. But at least if I remember right, they also just changed a lot of the background music as well.
Oh yeah, no,
the score is entirely different.
Yeah.
That is like what was the point?
Yeah, like it's like
because that was atmospheric.
Yeah.
Like, do they? Yeah. Like, I would understand if it was a rights thing, but I don't think that's how it works.
No,
for a simple background.
If they got the show, they got the soundtrack. That's just how that works.
Like
insert songs are like a different thing because you have to go through labels on that. But like, the OST is just part of the show.
Yeah. It's like typically done by in-house composers and all that kind of stuff, so they don't need to. They like have people working for the studio that So it's like obviously Koji Wada stuff they can't really get. And to their credit, they made new original music to like replace Braveheart. It sucks, but like they still made the music. Like it's very funny. I think that's the big thing is like. The Digimon dub, a lot of people is like, it's fun. And like, yeah, it is, but God, it shouldn't be. Like, they shouldn't have tried to do that. God, what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna stop. I could be here all day. Like, if... I will say this to anyone listening. If you genuinely like the original Adventure dub, like you genuinely think it's like you like it, that is okay. You can like the dub. I am begging you though.
Watch the sub too.
Watch the sub to get the true original vision for the show, and also like think about things sometimes. Like you can examine things you enjoy critically and find fault in them. You can still like them afterward, but like examine the things you like. It's an important skill. If you think it's like infallible and actually a better version of the show, though, go fuck yourself. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Leave a comment below.
Tell us how we're like delusional sub heroes or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, that delusional sub faction comment's maybe my favorite comment we've ever gotten.
It's so good.
They probably don't even know that you pinned it.
Oh, probably not.
I have a little fun fact as we end Adventure. I have a fun fact about the ending of Adventure.
Yeah.
In specific, this is tied back to our war game too. So, Digimon Adventure's last episode aired on March 26, 2000.
Yep.
Now, you want to know when the initial screenings of our war game were? March 4th, 2000. So, a good few weeks before the ending of Adventure, this movie came out. And it included, in fact, at the end, a little preview for Digimon Adventure 02.
Oh yeah,
so
at the very end.
For
there's,
the
like, a little
ending,
thing.
they were absolutely just fucking with kids for no reason.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
Evil. You're never seeing Agumon again, kid.
He's fucking dead.
It would be really... I also just can't imagine watching our war game... Because this is like... I think that movie came out in the middle of like them fighting Piemon, so I'm like...
Yeah.
Imagine going to see that movie. It's like, but aren't they still like... What?
What's going on?
What's happening here? And then you get to the end, it's like, oh, we'll never see each other again. And then you just sit there having seen that movie in theaters going, but they do, though.
And remind me, Bridget, when did 02 start airing? Compared to the ending of the original Adventure?
Okay, let me get some exact dates here, because it's funnier that way. So, once again, Digimon Adventure, the final episode 54, aired on March 26, 2000. The first episode of the sequel series, Digimon Adventure 02, aired April 2nd, 2000. Literally, just that week on the Adventure time slot, the next week 02 starts. They made that ending so final and so needlessly cruel for literally no reason.
It's so funny. Just immediately. No time wasted. The marketing machine does not stop.
That
Digimon is coming.
That the decision to have sequel material where they meet up with them again was made before that ending was conceptualized, probably. And they're like, nah, let's still do it though. Let's fuck with some kids.
So actually genuinely so funny. God.
Fuck them kids.
We'll meet again though.
Oh.
The indomitable human spirit.
I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap things up now.
Speaking of 02.
Yeah, so I don't even think we're gonna take a break. We don't really need to.
Yeah, I don't really see a point in doing that.
Yeah, so
Just like the original release.
yup.
Yeah,
It's
just barreling straight ahead.
We're returning to the digital world. You'll never see us again.
Yes. In
Alright.
2 weeks at the normal time slot, Tuesday 3 p.m., the first episode of DigiVerse DiveCast 02. I don't know. I might call it DiveCast 02. I might just call it episode 13. Who knows?
You should probably just call it episode 13 to not make it
Probably.
confusing.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll just be going up at the usual time. So it'll be the first 5 episodes of Adventure 02. The Dub Zone will return.
I get to see Vmon, yay!
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 All right, everybody. Say goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay, Vmon.